Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. I very nearly did it again. I didn't have the audio on, but I did. And I've got the team wrong, but I didn't. I just didn't get it ready in time. So that's your team news on the left. As you can see, the Manchester United team today is Romero in goal, Fosu Mensah, Eric Bailly, Harry Maguire, Brandon Williams, McTominay, Fred and Mata as the midfield with Lingard, Igalo and Dan James on the left. Now, it could be Mata. It could be Mata on the right. It could be Lingard on the right. I suppose that's one thing that we don't necessarily know. But that is the Manchester United team. I don't think there can be any real complaints about that. I'm sure we're going to move on to talking about Jaden Sancho because there are a few updates on that very, very soon. But let's not forget Manchester United are firm favourites to go through from this tie. They're not even firm favourites. They're dead certs. I mean, you can jinx things, but we would have to lose 6-0 to go out. So it's not going to happen. That team will win tonight. I'd be disappointed if it didn't win more than by 5 goals, to be honest with you. Sorry, 4 goals. But yeah, I think it's a straightforward game for Manchester United. And Ollie's picked the right team because at the end of the day, I can throw out all the cliches of the end of the day. Of course I can. But at the end of the day, that is the right team for Manchester United to be picking today. You know, the Martials and the Brunos and everybody else. Why are we not live? We are live. We are live, sorry. I didn't think we were live then. The Martials and the Brunos and the Pogbas, they don't need to play in this game. And it's a great opportunity for the McTominays and the Freds and the Lingards to do their bit. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that team. Some people saying Jesse Lingard needs to leave. Well, look, you know what? We'll talk about Sancho in a little bit, but ultimately for me, the interesting thing here is that I don't think that, you know, the more I think about it, the more I think that maybe Jesse Lingard won't leave Manchester United, and maybe he will end up staying at the club because we're not going to have loads of money to spend in this COVID-19 world, are we? And that is without shadow of doubt. So let's see how it all pans out, is what I would say. We are on Twitch as well. Hello everybody who's tuning in on Twitch. I'm trying to figure something out here that's annoying me a little bit. Why can't I see the chat? There we go. I want the box smaller. That's better. Hello to everybody on Twitch. Hello to everybody on YouTube. I hope you're all doing well. We've had a super chat coming in and a new member, Mark Smith. And shame we have to play Maguire. Looking forward to seeing the youth play in the second half, says Daniel Luciano. So yeah, the next thing to discuss is obviously the bench. And the Manchester United bench is this. We've got Grant, Wan-Bissaka, Mengi, Andreas Pereira, Bruno Fernandes, Jimmy Garner, Nemanja Matic, Paul Pogba, Tahith Chong, Greenwood, Martial and Rashford on the bench. So big players on the bench there, obviously with Greenwood and Martial and Rashford. And then you've got Pogba and Bruno and Matic are there as well. Wan-Bissaka's there. But interestingly, Mengi is there. and Garner and Chong are there, and it would be nice to see them come on in the second half. But realistically, you're looking to see a Manchester United performance today that demonstrates our backup players' ability to perform and start staking a claim to be United players of the future. I think on Monday, when we play in the quarterfinals, you will see Matic and Bruno and Pogba, because that's a one-off game. It's not a two-legged game. We've got to go with our strong players, and Ollie will do that. But tonight, I think he's right to play these players and give them a go. No place for Dalot, not even on the bench, which is interesting from Ryan Langley saying that. And MD Hammer says, is he injured? He's not injured. I think he's a player that Manchester United are definitely going to sell this transfer window. I would say that. Roshak says, don't bring Bruno on for anything. Twan Sibby is not fit. Nick Production, he won't even be part of this. He's called James Garner, says Darcy Harris. Yeah, no, but his nickname's Jimmy, isn't it? So, yeah. Hi, Mark. Would you ever welcome Paulo Dybala to United instead of Grealish? King, if he was the only player we could get, I would. Hi, Mark. Hope you're doing well. That is all, boss, says Big Mick. And we need Mata and Pereira to shine for the shop window, says Daniel Luciano. Well, Mata starts, as you can see. Pereira on the bench. Lingard starts. There'll be a few players there putting themselves in the shop window potentially, but not many. I mean, Maguire's not going to be going. Williams won't go. Fosu Mensah, I don't think will go. But maybe Romero, maybe Bailly, maybe Lingard, maybe Mata. We'll have to see what happens with those. How are opponents in the next stage doing? Like, what's the score? Says Solo. We can keep an eye up on that for you as well. Not a problem. We are going to be talking about Jaden Sancho in a minute. I will get Flex on in a minute. There are a few updates around Sancho. So, Copenhagen and Istanbul are 1-1 at half-time on aggregate. It's 1-0 to Copenhagen, but it's 1-1 on aggregate. So, neither team's got an away goal yet. So, that one's still up in the balance. And Shakhtar are 0-0 with just starting the second half, 2-1 up on aggregate against Wolfsburg. So, that's how that is planning out. Of course, we will play Copenhagen or Istanbul on Monday. I'd probably prefer to play Copenhagen, to be honest with you, but I don't think we'll have massive amounts of problems with either side, if I'm absolutely honest. Thank you for joining the Members Club, Harry Blades, latest member of the club. Appreciate that. What was I going to say? I've kind of had a complete brain fart there. Look, it's a weird game tonight, but it's a game where we get to watch Manchester United play football, and it's a game where, as I said, some people can come into the team and impress, and I think that makes it important. But Flex, hello, how are you?
Yeah, all good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Welcome to Jacob Hurley, latest member of the club, and Mark Wise. Chong was not selected for the starting lineup. What is the future plan for him? I feel he can excel as Rashford's understudy, says Sibert. And it's Ethan Laird's birthday today. Why isn't he here, says Lachlan Roker Hayes. Well, we're going to talk about Sancho very shortly, but first of all, team, not really a surprise. Flex, you happy with that?
Yeah, no surprise. Look, we paid 80 million for Maguire, so I want my money's worth. You let him play every game. Do you know what I mean?
It looks like he's going to play every game, doesn't it?
And maybe they're trying to just give him that, I don't know, a whole record for playing every single game in every single competition. I think there was one game he was injured, I think he missed one. But yeah, he's... other than that, look, I saw some people saying, oh, put more youngsters in and put this, put that. At the end of the day, that team is our second string. Like, it's our second, like, they're senior, but they're second string, if you get what I mean. They're the Rezzies. They are. And that's not disrespectful, it's just the truth, apart from Harry Maguire. So, and it's not like we've got games around the corner and stuff like that. So you make wholesale changes. We're 5-0 up as well, man. So there can't be anything, well, why did he not do this? Why did he not do that? At the end of the day, we're comfortable already. And I think there'll be quite a few changes made during the game as well. So I even tweeted, there's not really much to say about the team selection, especially after Ollie said it won't look too dissimilar to what we did out there in Linz. And he wasn't lying. So, yeah.
Dalot's future confirmed after this team selection, says Ryan FTW. Would you agree with that? It looks like it's heading that way.
Yeah, I would have thought that anyway, just even before this. I mean, this definitely does. I mean, 5-0 up in the Europa League at home against a poor side, and you can't even make the bench. He's not on the bench, is he? He's not even on the bench.
No, he's not on the bench, no.
Yeah, see, that's mad, that is. And yeah, he's just fallen out of favour, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him go out on loan, given the current climate and, people working on deals is quite hard and evaluation and all that stuff. I can just see him going out on loan just to get a quick solution with him. He's clearly not in Ollie's plans, is he? He's just not. You can't make the bench and there's 9 subs as well, isn't it? On the bench, I think.
Sorry.
So I think there's still nine subs named, isn't there?
Yeah.
So if you can't make a 9-man bench, a 5-0 up at home against Lask, and they've got youngsters on there, you got no chance.
Let's move the conversation on to Jaden Sancho, because a lot of people will want to do that. Interestingly, that Michael Zorg, the sporting director, has said, I assume that Jaden Sancho will go to the training camp on Monday and play with us for the coming season. I don't expect any difficulties. Jaden has accepted that. He's a very pleasant, fair guy. I mean, that's gonna send a lot of people into even more meltdown now that Michael Zorg is saying that basically we expect him to be part of the training camp on Monday and play for us the coming season. I mean, obviously I'm very confident that this is all manoeuvrability. And, Fabrizio Romano is saying that the talks are ongoing, the terms have been done. I saw somebody saying it today, I think it was Elliot off United Report, saying whatever is happening, it's a bloody mess because there are so many different angles on this now. What's your angle on this as we are here tonight? Remembering that, Fabrizio Romano himself has been on a podcast today saying that, these terms have been done between Sancho and Manchester United and that talks continue between United and Dortmund.
I think that's where we're at. I think, you're going to get the two different parties not really wanting to. Business is not conducted like that, especially big deals for big players. It's not conducted like, we're currently talking to them. We'll let you know once we found an agreement. We're just trying to work out the fee at the moment. We're just trying to sort out the installments. And you don't air your dirty laundry out in public. And it's not dirty laundry. This is actually very clean laundry because great laundry to have. But you don't do that in public. It's just like when Ollie's sitting down with Jesse, he's not going to say, oh, this means he's leaving or that. The same with Chris Morton. You just don't air it out. It's just not done. So, yeah, I think because they're not at a stage where they've got the actual installments sorted out or the construction of the deal, the CEO is probably going to say, well, as it stands,
scare tactics, isn't it?
Exactly, as it currently stands, because
in fact,
it's
Ben
not
just
signed
said
on
that
a
on a
dotted
super
line.
chat. He says Dortmund are putting out negativity because we did it. It's like a playground. Anything we can do better.
It's
Still
happened
very
with
confident,
everything.
Ben Meakin.
It's happened. It happened with Maguire. I remember seeing tweets and stories that 85 million is too high, 80 million, whatever we paid for him, I forgot now. That is too high. Man United are going to walk away. Then I saw similar to Bruno. It's not going to get done. It's going to run out of time. They're going to wait till the summer. Happened a bit with Wan-Bissaka. It dragged on a little bit. It's just the nature of deals at Manchester United. And to be fair, I feel a little bit. I'm not going to say dejected because I still feel confident that the deal will get done. But I think I was saying on the KG show, Flex and KG show, that we're actually moving like a big club. It's all happened quite quickly, it felt. But now it's hit that kind of bit where. But I don't really think that's all our fault. I think it's because of the nature of the deal. And I do think Dortmund are probably looking for that 120 million, which we all said in this current climate, they need to be a bit more relaxed on that or a bit willing to move on that, which we've heard reports that they are. So I just think because we're not there yet, they just want everything to just slow down a little bit, just relax, build up some excitement again. We are talking to him. We know we want him, but let's just calm it down. But for me, like you said, Fabrizio Romano, we know we can trust him. I'm siding on that, and I think it will get done eventually.
Dylan from Cork says that it's a shame about Delo. Thought he was going to be a very good player for us when we joined. Can see him going to Wolves. Hope Igalo can score tonight. Thanks for that, Dylan from Cork. And it's always a treat seeing United play, especially over the summer. Come on, you Reds. Also, big up to Flex for the Flex and KG show, says Sebastian Bodry. Yeah, fantastic show for that. And look, I think that's what I would take tonight's game as. We're going to continue with the Sancho discussion, but we are very much looking forward to this game tonight because it's a bit of a pre-season game in many ways because it's a big opportunity for some of these players. And I want to talk about Lingard in a minute and a couple of the other players about transfers. Jay Garner 2323 on Twitch says that we've wasted our money on Maguire. And does this mean Delo is done at United? Says Toby. I think it does. And do you think Dortmund would make a statement like that and have it not be true, considering the fans? Says Matthew Walsh. I mean, look. The statement from Dortmund just coming out from Michael Zorg is that they expect Jaden Sancho to be on the training camp on Monday and that they expect him to be at the club next season. Now, look, It's difficult, but look, Fabrizio Romano gets his information, I think, from agents and lawyers, not from clubs. So that's where I think he gets his information from, and I think we pretty much know that there is negotiations going on between Manchester United and Dortmund. I think what's happening here is that Manchester United and Dortmund are just battling for control of this transfer, and that Dortmund do not want to sell cheap and will not sell cheap, and we know that. They've proven that with Ousmane Dembele and Aubameyang, people who basically forced a move from the club, which Sancho isn't doing. So Manchester United have got to pay what they've got to pay. And on a day where Arsenal have announced that they're letting people go, 55 jobs... I mean, for me, if Arsenal go and do transfer business when they've let people go, I know Arsenal fans will be...
disgrace.
But Arsenal fans will be celebrating that because they'll be like, we need players. That is the harsh side of football, is that Arsenal fans won't give a shit about 55 people's jobs going if they go and sign Thomas Partey. And of course, not all Arsenal fans, but ultimately, if you sign Thomas Partey, surely that money could have kept 55 people in a job. So...
100%.
But that's not my club, that's not my issue. My club is Manchester United, and we are operating in a COVID-19 world. And I think that, look, I think this deal will happen. Do I think it's going to happen on Friday? Wouldn't surprise me. About that one, no. But I'm not going to...
Still wouldn't surprise you.
Yeah. I'm not. I wouldn't. As I said this morning, I wouldn't bet my house on it's going to happen on Friday. But things are happening. Things have happened.
Oh, 100%.
Things have been
100%.
agreed. But I feel that something is not right because I don't really understand why the chief executive of Dortmund would come out with that. And United's briefing last night was obviously very much about something as well. So there's obviously something somewhere that's not quite right. I don't know what it is.
I think it's the valuation. It's the valuation. What's happening is, for me anyway, this is how I interpret the situation, it's that Dortmund want a shitload of money for him, and it's almost like they're not taking into consideration the current climate of world football. We're in a one-horse race, so they know it's only us that can afford him or are really wanting this bad. The personal terms haven't been a problem. Sancho wants to come to Manchester United. Manchester United wants Sancho. And I think Dortmund would know that that's happened. Otherwise, they'll be reporting us for tapping up and, making cases against us. So that's obviously all above board. They know there's obviously given us permission to talk to the player. However, it's all dependent on how they do the deal. And look, it's how business is done. If you've got something that I want, Mark, right, and you know that I'm rich, because Man United are rich, right, and you know how badly I want the car that you're selling, right, and yes, it's COVID, but you know that car is worth 120 million. What a car that would be, by the way, if it's worth 120 million. If I'm saying to you, right, need you to kind of, be a bit flexible on that, mate, because, it's been COVID and that people are losing their jobs. And, we've all been hit by this. We've had no fans in the stadium. And you're going, well, I don't know, we'll have to drag this out. I'm not going to take your first offer. What you got? Can you do better than that? 90 million up front? Can't you do 95 million up front and 15 in install? They're just posturing back and forth. That's what business is. Unfortunately, we want them to just go in there and go, 120 million, yeah, cool, there you go, and bounce. But I do see a little bit from Manchester United's side in terms of Dortmund do have to come down on that price. They do have to be a little bit flexible with that. Or just say, I tell you what, we're happy to get our money in installments. Man United will probably say, look, you'll get your 115 million, 120 million, whatever it is. But just, bear with us. Let us give you 85 now. And over the next couple of seasons, you'll end up with the 120. Relax. So I just think it's posturing.
Philip Burtonwood says it sucks the excitement out of the deal. Let's get it done and move on to the next transfer target. Andrew Rossi says, Mark, your thoughts make perfect sense. Dortmund don't want to look like they got bullied by a bigger club. And if we want to take advantage of this transfer window, we should hijack the Partey deal. It's a steal, says Sebastian. TJ Hogan says, I believe United is delaying and Dortmund want it done before the 10th. Dan James will be interning tonight. There a goal in it for him tonight. Lingard to go, says TJ Hogan. And read what Bleacher Report have said. It said a club official has come out and said that there has been no contact about Sancho, says Danny Stuland. I can categorically...
That's just a lie.
Yeah,
Jeez,
that Bleacher Report, if that's true, categorically, from about 5 different people I trust in various areas, I can tell you for a fact Manchester United are negotiating for Jaden Sancho. I don't think even Manchester United Football Club would deny that.
No, they're not even going to say that. Yeah.
I believe United is delaying and Dortmund wants it done before the 10th by TJ Hogan is probably the most relevant thing I would say. Hi Mark, do you know the slang meaning of Sancho? No, Sergio, I don't. And as UK journalists said no contact, they've said it. And I mean they aren't wrong. It's through a neutral lawyer. They both use the same wording, says Ben. And if we're far apart on valuations, the negotiations would never reach advanced stages to begin with. I think the structuring of the deal is done, says Gastev. Well, this is what we said last night. We said this last night. The structure of the deal is done. The deal with Sancho is done. The finalities of the crossing the I's and the T's. My interpretation of this is exactly what TJ Hogan said. If as Romano has said that United have agreed the contract and the terms with Jaden Sancho, like you said, Flex, you can only do that if Dortmund have given permission. Now Dortmund,
100%.
Otherwise it's tapping up. So if we've done that, we're very far ahead with this deal. I believe the structuring of the deal is done. I think that there may be an issue about when the money gets paid, but I think the structure, this 70-30-20 is done, but I just think maybe there is an issue about when they get the money or something like that. But also, most importantly, I think it's always been from everybody that Dortmund want this done by the 10th of August, which is on Monday. And United, as we know, don't... And look, again, United can't deny this. United don't do deals quick. And I think that Goldbridge raids is hickory dickory. Any update on Gabriel? We'll talk about that in a minute, bro. I absolutely despise Michael Zorg, says Kush. I just think what Michael Zorg is saying there is he's trying to hurry United along because they want it done by the 10th, and United don't do things quick. And people can say, well, we can't have done the deal then. But, with Wan-Bissaka 6 weeks, Bruno Fernandes 4 weeks, Harry Maguire 6 weeks. You're not sat there for 6 weeks doing nothing. I think United like to do things at their own pace, and Dortmund want them to do it quickly. So it's going to be a very interesting, and nothing was ever going to happen today because it's match day. But I think tomorrow, Friday, the weekend is going to be very interesting, and maybe we won't get the 7th Friday, but I think we will. I think by Sunday we will have some very significant news.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be done on the Friday now. Like you said, there is still something. There's something that's taking a little while, and it's between the clubs. They know they've got the player, and the player wants to come in personal terms. That's the easy bit. It's negotiating, and there's a little bit about Manchester United that no, we're not just going to get rinsed, because we got money. You have to.
It is, I've got to say, and sorry to jump in. We're very, very close to 783,000 subscribers. We're only 30 away, so please subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner, and I can change the number next time Flex is talking. United Stand, get involved with the community, loads and loads of content going on. But best wishes to you and your family, says Daniel Stoolin. That's very nice of you. Do you think the story about Bellingham is true that he wanted 50k per week? Yes, I do, Akshay. Sanchez on 350 grand a week gone, and that's from Kareem. And I can't remember what you were just saying there, Flex.
Neither can I, because you cut me off. I can't remember. Basically, we'll get Sancho done. Everyone just don't panic. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They're just posturing, man. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to have the back and forth. That was it. Dortmund just need to understand that they need to be willing to be flexible on it. And Man United are doing that kind of thing where it's just because we got a lot of P's, we're not just going to be bullied into just doing exactly what you want. First come, first serve, first offer, accept it. No, we're gonna try and iron this out. We're gonna try and be flexible with this, and we need you to do it as well. That's what they're doing for me.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think that reminds me of what I was going to say as well, which is that we are in a COVID-19 world. We are in this world where clubs haven't got money, and the reality with that is that I've always said that I think Dortmund are taking the piss a bit with the 120 million euro. I really do.
They are. Yeah.
Pre-COVID-19, he was worth 100 million, and I think United probably would have paid it. But post-COVID-19, he's not. But then they're like, well, screw COVID-19, we won't sell him then. So, look, I think United are going to have to take a gamble. Any signing's a gamble, and I think it's the right gamble. I think he's a fantastic talent. I think for those who haven't watched him week in, week out, he is better than Rashford, and obviously he's better than Greenwood at the moment. He's one of the world's best talents, young talents. So that's what you're buying. So I think as long as the deal is structured over 3 years, you're probably not overspending, to be honest. Daily Express is saying that the deal is agreed. Says, well, I would not take that to the bank. It would bounce. Yeah. Welcome to the members club, Simon Cooper. Thanks everyone who is joining. Click you can join the club and get your little badge and everything. Really appreciate your support there. Sancho deal will fall through, says Alex Willis. And Copenhagen are winning 3-0 apparently, so we will be playing Copenhagen.
What's happening? This game's on BT, right? But does it only just come on like when all these other games finish?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Woodward has walked away before. Are you not worried, says Franklin? Well, I'm not, because I don't think that... do you... Well, I'd put that to Flex in the comments, actually. Do you think Manchester United would dare walk away from this deal with the fans?
I was thinking that. I think they understand how significant this signing is, hence why they're in for him straight away and pretty much got the personal term done.
No, people didn't really know Perisic, and it was like, ooh. But to know that look, as we just said a few minutes ago, we know United are trying to do this deal. To walk away from it and not do it would be, whether United would be right to walk away or not. I'm not saying they wouldn't be right to walk away, because if it's silly money and you haven't got the money, at the end of the day, some people would think, well, that's fair enough. But as Gustav says, we can't walk away. I think to know that we were negotiating for him and then not get him, I don't think many fans would sit right with that. They just say go and pay the money. But of course the club would say, well, it's all right saying pay the money, but we haven't got it. Yeah,
unless they generally haven't got it. But also another reason why I think they'll be desperate to get this done is because of how much they're backing Ollie and how much they know Ollie wants this player. They've been quite good at getting Ollie the players that he wants. I know some people would say, oh, it's not hard, the people he signed, it's not really him. Who is it then? Because these players weren't coming in before. It's not like Ollie's just sitting there and just taking any player that Ed Woodward gives him. Ed Woodward's been dipping his hand into those matters before, and the recruitment's been all wrong. So there's clearly been a shift and an agreement within the recruitment, which Ollie's been part of. So any of this, the players that he's bought, is nothing to do with Ollie and all this shit. That's just crap. Ollie is a big part of what's going on. So I'm saying that the way they know how much he wants Sancho, it would have to be an absolute disaster for them to go, we couldn't do it. And the only thing it would be is genuinely, Ollie, mate, we really did try, man. We proper tried, but they just wanted too much. We have to go back next year. Because to be fair, exactly, because then you got a much bigger than more. And then that comes down to Sancho, then, doesn't it? Yeah. Do you put an agreement in principle with Sancho? Do you do that if he stays? But I don't even want to think like that.
I don't even know what next summer's going to be with COVID, do you?
Yeah, exactly.
Jerome T. Green says, "What do you think about the Dortmund president coming out about saying there has been no contact with United?" Well, I don't agree with that. Havertz or Sancho, who's more of a generational talent, is fading. We'll see next season. Dominic Ashton says, "Is there anything on the back of the United t-shirts?" Yeah, I'm wearing the new Greenwood one today. I've got one for Flex. We just need to give it to him. He's got the black one with the red writing. But you can get these T-shirts. They're underneath the videos on YouTube now. Click them. They are available worldwide. There's nothing on the back. It's just plain. So, yeah. Mark is there. So that was from Dominic Ashton. Had a dream this morning that we missed out on Sancho and Liverpool got him in January. This is Dylan from Court. I can't deal with that. Who else do you think will sign this transfer window, says Nelson DeWolf. We'll talk about that in a bit. And would not make any sense to walk away. We will make our money back through commercial deals and such in 2 years at most, says Sebastian. Charlie Crane says, I don't like how nervous I am for this deal. I'm still confident, but I like the momentum that was building. Cheers, Flex and Marks, and thanks for the videos. And Corey Gower says, Ricky's fan cam is going to be dead now. Matic and Martial isn't starting. We'll have to get. I think we've already spoken about the fan cams for later, because no matter what happens tonight, I don't think we can get through 5 fan cams of everybody talking about how we battered Lask. So we've got some ideas about things that we can talk about. Specifically, I want to nail Ricky down about what he thinks about Sancho and what he brings to the team, really, because we know what he's not totally... I mean, he does like Bruno.
I think Ricky will probably say, I haven't really seen much of him, to be honest. And Ricky's not sold on the hype of stuff, you know what I mean? He doesn't really follow players that aren't really his. He might know of a few, but one thing about Ricky is that he assesses them kind of when they come to us. So even with the Bruno thing, he was like, well, you're telling... I remember speaking to Ricky outside the ground. He was like, this was off camera. I was like, Ricky, trust me, he's better than Mata and that. Like, he goes, you're telling me he looks after the ball better than Mata. Okay, well, we'll see when he gets here then, because I'm telling you now, you know what Ricky's like. So
he'll be loving it tonight.
Mata.
He will.
Yeah, Dan James, Mata.
Download.
100%. He's probably be saying now how well Matt has played already.
I mean, to be honest, I don't want to dwell on this game too much. But Nick Thomas says, well, surely if United are refusing to pay the fee, there has to be initial contact for them for that to happen. So what Zork said is false about no contact. Tap the red button right hand corner, and like the video, says Jordan Turner. But yeah, there's no excuse for any United players tonight. Very quickly, is there, Flex? I mean,
no, you've got to perform.
Lingard, Mata, McTominay, Fred, Dan James. I mean, if they put in a below 7 out of 10 performance tonight, they need to be kicked out of the club. You know, I know that sounds a bit harsh, but they've not. Some of them didn't perform well in the running. They're all getting a start tonight. I expect United to win comfortably, and I expect Lingard to play well, Dan James to play well, Mata to play well. There's no excuses. They are. I know they're. You said they're reserves, but they're also on. A lot of those players are on £100,000 a week. Yeah,
that's what I mean. They're senior players. You know what I mean? It's not like they're a bunch of youngsters who've never played before. We're just like what we did in Astana. This isn't that. Like, this is, a lot of seasoned pros in there playing. So they've got a job to do, and you shouldn't be seeing too much bad performances. You might see people maybe be a bit sloppy and not at it because they ain't played in a while. You can always get that. And when you make wholesale changes to a side, we can maybe expect us not to be as easy on the eye. Do you know what I mean? Than as when Martial's playing, Mason and Marcus Rashford and stuff like that. But we should be far superior to them. We should be dominating. They should be camped in their half. It might actually be quite difficult to get the first goal. You know, these weird games where we think we're going to win 10-0. And then it just kind of... I remember against Colchester United this year. I was speaking to a friend of mine who actually plays for Colchester. He was on the bench that day. And he was like, yeah, we just went there and thought, like, we'll give you a bit of a game. And I remember it was 0-0 at half-time. Remember? And, we had this similar sort of team, probably a little bit better because Rashford was playing then, I remember. And it just took us a while. Like, it all come in the second half after we tired them out. So it isn't just definitely going to be a 5-0 again. But you're right. We should be seeing good performances over the pitch, or at least getting into the right positions. You're just unlucky with the finish, but the goal's coming. I don't want to see, we ain't really created anything here. Just 5-0 up training match, like barely going to scrape it 1-0. But I want to see us going for it and getting some goals and just have a bit of entertainment, man.
Yeah, definitely. I would take Havertz for 70-80 million over Sancho for 90 to 100. Havertz has the highest ceiling, says Faze Ahmed. Well, we're not in for him, so start putting some love on Sancho. What do we think is taking so long with personal terms agreed? Shouldn't it just be a quicker process of negotiation, says Jerome? And I'm not sold on the hype either. No goals and assists in 5 games versus Bayern. I hope he tears it up, but I think people need to stop making out he's Messi. He's only 20, Robert. Like, he's only 20 years of age.
Well, ask him what he done against PSG and ask him what he done against Barcelona then.
Yeah.
Right,
you're not judged on what you do against Bayern Munich. I'm sure there's plenty of United greats who didn't score against certain teams,
Exactly.
But also, just going what Jerome said there, I mean, everyone's assuming that we've got a bad relationship with Borussia Dortmund. What if we've got a really good relationship with Dortmund? What if Dortmund are happy for Sancho to go United? They've increased their purchase price by 10-fold in 3 years. And what if they're playing a game with United? They're like, whatever you want to do, fine, we'll go along with it. It's not a problem with us. We're going to get the money that we want, and you can announce it when you want, and we'll go along with it. I mean, look, stranger things have happened. So I just think with this deal at the moment, and what we said yesterday about terms and structure being agreed, etc. Look, just because it was done yesterday doesn't mean that it was going to be announced today. And just because it wasn't done yesterday, if some people want to believe that, doesn't mean it won't happen on Friday. I think, look, we'd all love to happen it on Friday. I think Manchester United would love to happen it on Friday. But the things don't stand still, is what I'm trying to say, is that wherever we were yesterday or wherever we are now doesn't mean we won't be there tomorrow. If Dortmund is sort of going, well, you're not having him, doesn't mean that tomorrow they won't go, something's changed. People say, well, if Michael Zorg is saying we expect Sancho to be on tour and with us next season tonight, tomorrow night, he might be saying he's off. Things change.
Exactly. It happens all the time.
Yeah. Patience.
If the right call comes in, the right agreement gets done in the next 24 hours, not saying he's going to come out and say it and make a statement, but like you said, the landscape would have changed because that's the nature of these deals. Like Fabrizio was saying on the podcast today, the Beautiful Game podcast, he was like saying, look, at the end of the day, they're two big clubs and these deals take time. I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow, he said. But I know they're in for him, and they're all working on a deal. They're all working on it. It's not like Dortmund are saying, no, we don't even want to enter into negotiations with you because we don't want him to leave. They know Sancho wants to leave.
Davala says, talking about today's game, if it was Lampard at their home, Laird and Mengi would have played. What's your opinion on that? Well, Ollie has come out and said that he, if the team's doing well, he will play them in the second half. But I suppose Robert Rubin says that Ollie really trusts and rates Maguire. He never gives him a rest. I mean, I suppose actually, look, we don't spend a lot of time at the moment being a little bit constructive about maybe some of the decisions. We are 5-0 up. It's never going to get this good. Lask are probably worse than they were when we played them before. We're 5-0 up. Would it not have been an idea
we could have
played Mengi?
Yeah, I do think that. Do you know what? Yeah, I did tweet, not really much to moan about with that. I was going to add on to that the only thing is that actually this is probably even a bit too strong, but I just didn't want to nitpick at the end of the day. The players that are on the pitch there, apart from Maguire, never play and haven't got any game time, so it's not like they're not fresh. But you look at the bench, and all the big hitters are still there. I thought he would have just given a couple the night off. Like,
just worried about? We might be 5-0 down. With
you know what I mean?
Get your kit off, Pogba. Get your kit off, Bruno.
Yeah, like I don't get that. That's why I thought surely Dalot would have been in there, Laird would have been in there, Garner could have started. Do you know what I mean? Levitt could have been on the bench. But I don't know. Ollie's. I think he wants to still keep it semi-serious in terms of thinking that he does want to take this competition seriously. But in this game, he could have started Laird at right back. He could have.
Delicate Official says, what is Zorc supposed to say? I expect him not to be there in the camp. Picture what turmoil that would cause in the media, says Delicate. Exactly. You should always. That's a very good point. You should always look at things like that and certainly what's the word? Take it on board that what are they supposed to say in that situation? Because I agree with you on that one. I could see Lingard getting a hat-trick tonight, says De Gea is a diff. And prepare to get bantered if you don't sign Sancho. Come on, you Gooners, FA Cup winners. I mean, Pepe FC. Is Robbie not live? Seriously, what are you doing? You talk about obsession, but you're always on our stream. It's crazy. Let's go back to that Lingard comment, though. I mean, I've got a bit of a theory, Flex, that Grealish won't happen, Van der Beek won't happen, nobody will happen other than a new contract for Jesse Lingard. And tonight, he's got another opportunity. He's had a lot of them. These are crap tonight. I can see Lingard having a good game tonight against the bad side, and suddenly it's like, give him a contract, give him another year. Do you think I'm right? Do you think he is going to be? I don't think it'll be decided off this game. I think it's already been decided if that's going to happen. I think his fate's already been decided. I don't think something can happen from now to the end of the season, with the end of the Europa League campaign, to decide whether he's leaving or he's staying. I don't think he scores a hat trick today and Ollie goes, oh, actually, yeah, you know what? He was going to leave, but now let's offer him. I think if he is going to get a new deal, he just always was. And if he isn't, he just always wasn't. Do you know what I mean? And you saw obviously him in the press conference and saying he wants to get his best football back, and obviously he's opened up about what he's been going through. But when he done that Instagram post, he was opening up about what he's been going through, etc. But the key is that he actually put, I want to be. What did he say? I want to help this team return back to greatness, or I want to be part of. He said it sounded like he was like, I want to stay. So that's where the club's got to look at it and think, well, if they give him a new contract, they have to give him improved terms. That's the whole point of signing a contract. He's not going to stay on the same money, is he? And I don't think Jesse's in that. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. I think for his own career, because he's not going to get the game time as well. It's nice that Jesse loves the club, and unless there's a massive U-turn and it happens and he proves us all wrong and does phenomenally and performs to the level of Greenwood on one side or Bruno in the 10 or whatever, but I just can't see where he gets an opportunity consistently enough to prove that. So I just think he should just go and reset himself, which would probably be heartbreaking for Jesse because he does love the club. But it's just a really interesting one. I do think he's better than what he showed. I've said that a lot of the time, and everyone says he's crap, and I just think that he's definitely gone through something, and his confidence is gone, and he hasn't been good enough, and the team's moved on. That's just the ruthlessness of football. The development of the team has moved on beyond Jesse, and it's moved on so far
that I don't think he's going to get another chance to get back in and prove that he can raise it again. Me personally.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it works out. To be honest with you, with Jesse, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what might happen there, but we'll see. I mean, look, just going back to the Sancho thing very, very quickly. I remember with Alexis Sanchez a few years ago, and it was I think it was Robbie who messaged me about 2 weeks before the deal was done, and he said that he says, I'm gutted, but Sanchez is coming to from Arsenal to Manchester United. And I was like, you're talking out your arse. And he was like, no, absolutely true. And I said, if this turns out to be a banter, I'll never talk to you again. And he was like, no, it's absolutely true. So we did a video on it. I trusted him on it. And everyone was like, you're talking absolutely crazy. And for 2 weeks, people were like, this channel's over. Your channel is over. It's not going to happen. You're going to look a right idiot. And I kept messaging Robbie, and he was like, no, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And a bit similar to this, like, they're miles apart. It's not going to happen. He's going to go to City. And it did. So, look, I'm still confident. Faze Ahmed.
I've just come across.
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
Faze Ahmed, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Wolves' first game is a good game, says Alec Williams. And Wan-Bissaka said last year he was staying at Palace. Now Jesse saying he loves United. A bit of a stretch, but it could potentially be to get a better price, says Mark Whitten. Yep, it could do. Could be, yeah. Go on then.
I've just come across an Aubameyang tweet that someone's brought up. It's definitely him who said it, and it was when Mr. Watzka, who's the Dortmund geezer, he said at the time, he says, "Better for you, I never talk about why I really left Dortmund, Mr. Watzka. You're such a clown. I remember that time you said we were never going to sell Usman. You then saw more than 100 million. You were the first to take that money. Don't talk about money, please. Leave me alone." So he probably accused Aubameyang of leaving Dortmund for more money and higher wages or whatever, and he's just absolutely sat him down back whenever he said that. But yeah, so that just, it just proves that things change, so
yeah. And as people have said, what are they supposed to say? I mean, what are they supposed to say?
Exactly.
They can't say he's definitely going to go when they're trying to get that. This lineup means Delo don't have a future at United, says Jamie. I don't think Delo had a future at Manchester United anyway, and yeah, I don't. I mean, are we massively bothered about Delo not having a future at Manchester United? That Manchester United training top looks like a Blackburn Rovers away kit. What's going on with that?
Yeah, which one?
The one that Harry Maguire's running around in.
Wait, is it on BT now? I can't.
Yeah. Oh. I don't know whether I like the numbers. People are like, "Ooh, I don't like."
Yeah,
they're
really skinny.
Yeah. I quite like the font, but I'm not. I'm not necessarily the person to speak to on that. But
yeah. Did you know what? That's the bloody Adidas have been so lazy. Have you seen Arsenal's one?
No.
It's the same. It's the same as that, the training one. It's ridiculous.
I think Adidas have been lazy with our kits for the last couple of years, really.
Yeah, no, it's proper bad. If you Google Arsenal's training kit, whatever warm-up kit, it's almost identical to that.
Nathan Ake's been confirmed as a Manchester City player, which is interesting, Flex, because we were talking about him probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. That he's not a player that you would want at United, and there he is at Manchester City now. Yeah,
I mean, look, with that, it was in context. At the time, what we were talking about was 20 million. Would you have him? I did say I'd take him for 20 million and try him out. But what I was saying is I don't know just how much better than Lindelof he is, and some people may laugh, but I don't care. That's my opinion. I don't think it's way better than people think. I don't think he's that much of a step up than what we got, but he's a good player, and it's all about coaching and styles. But it'll be interesting to see if the coaching that Pep does brings out a different Nathan Ake. Does he slot into it? Because it's all about systems, isn't it? And he might just slot in well there.
He might do. I disagree with Maguire starting. I think he should give Harry a rest. He needs it more than most players, says Jerome T. Green. And Alex Telles is not needed in my opinion, says Alec Williams. Just to pick up on what Flex was talking about Lingard as well. I do have this theory. I think that United will buy Sancho, and maybe they'll get a centre back, but I'm not convinced that we're going to go and spend. I just don't feel we're going to go and spend a lot more than what we spend on Sancho. I don't think United have got a lot of money, and especially if someone like Lingard's going to stay, I personally think that then becomes the end of of trying to sign a Jack Grealish, to be honest with you.
Do you know what else you got to think about as well, Mark? Like, just quickly, if we're haggling because of the current climate and stuff like that, we're just not going to spend 100 whatever on one player. Surely we're going to spend most of 100 million on Sancho. What does that actually leave for the rest of the signings? Do you know what I mean? Like, what sort of money's in the kitty to do other deals? Like you said, the Grealish thing, 80 million, no chance, never going to happen, especially because we can't even get the Sancho deal done. But that's why, the Gabriel looks like if that was to happen, his valuation is like 20 odd million, 25 million ish. It's relatively cheap players, if you get what I mean. Like, we're not going to do any big deals. If we get Sancho, there's not going to be major signings after that, I don't think.
No, I agree. I don't think there will be. Swarm Virtus, I do read the Twitch comments. Thank you very much. And they're just not very good, to be honest. They're not. I'm looking at them, and it's just people arguing with each other. So you're not doing yourself a big favour on Twitch, are you? If you want to have comments read out, because all you're actually doing is arguing like silly little people who don't want your comments to be read out. So fair play to the YouTube chat. Mark, City just confirmed Nathan Ake for 41 million. Looks like City are doing their business quietly with Ferran Torres and now Ake, and we're slowly building, says Andrew C. And Ake is a system defender, man, like Saeed will say, says KA. And we can get young players for good prices, says Alec Williams. It's a broad statement. Hi, Mark and Flex. Been a while. You are well. I'd love to see James score a couple tonight to give him a lift, says Muzzy Lions. Yeah, that's a good point. But what is your score prediction for tonight's match?
I went 4-0.
4-0? Yeah. I've gone 6.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, on aggregate, I only scored 1-0 today.
I actually think that
6-0 today.
Mata, Lingard, Igalo.
Yeah, they should create. Yeah.
I think.
But that game was weird though in Lask. Obviously, I was there and we played all right in the beginning. But it didn't feel like it was going to be a 5-0. It just happened more so in the second half. But yeah, I don't know about 6. Unless he brings some of the big guns on, but I don't know if that team beats Lask 6-0. I hope they do.
I just don't think they're very good, to be honest.
No, they're not.
I can just see us at 10 o'clock where, Dan James scores a hat-trick and everyone's like, we don't need Sancho,
Nah, that's not happening, don't worry.
Yeah, but we have got... Sure. I think every club's got fans like that just get absolutely... They believe anything they see and they'll be like, oh, yeah, give Jesse give him a new contract and Mata, he can play till he's 50, We're playing a really shit team today. We should beat them 5 or 6-0. Could it be some stupid clause thing that Harry is fit, Harry plays, says Philip Cronstead? I mean, that would be a stupid clause. When do you think United will replace De Gea, says Danny? And Ollie's sending a message to the players and the board. He wants the players to take it seriously no matter what, and he wants the board to invest, says Dylan Taylor. There was... Jay says that if we can't get Sancho, we should get Saar from Watford. We'll probably sell him because they need money to improve their side. And we need Gabriel, though we have a lot of centre-backs, says Swarm Virtus. And if you can't get Sancho, who do you want? Says KR3 Vision. And you'll lose to Lask. You can't beat Lask without your only 2 good players, Fernandes and Pogba, says Grimbo UK. At least your comments are getting better on Twitch. I'll give you that. But no, I think Man United will win comfortably tonight. It's just what I'm looking for. I tell you what, though. Look, to be honest, if this game got turned over and we lost it, I think we deserve the banter we're going to get. But as things stand, we're playing Copenhagen because they are beating Istanbul. But I'm looking forward to the Monday game because that's a quarter-final of the Europa League. And you win that, and then you're into the semi-finals of the Europa League on the Friday. So this is just a nice game to get some game time in. And Copenhagen will be playing us on Monday because they are 3-0 up against Istanbul. I don't know lots about Copenhagen, but I think they'll be better than Lask Links. But
yeah, they will.
Well, Istanbul have got Cliche playing for them. They've got Skirtle playing for them. They've got Demba Ba playing for them. It would have been quite an interesting game against the ex-City, Liverpool and Chelsea players, but that's not going to happen. It will be Copenhagen, and that should be a game that you'd expect us to win as well, which puts us into the semi-final 2 games away from winning a trophy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one that's really going to be interesting. You know what I mean? Because I know we wanted to obviously get top 4 sorted, and we didn't want to be in a situation where the Europa League was too exciting in terms of we badly needed it because we didn't secure top four. So we were in the perfect position. We wanted to enter into the Europa League. Just let the players express themselves. Put out the resis today. I would like to see a bit of a mix and match in the next round, if I'm honest. I
It's a
don't
gamble,
think we'll
though,
get.
isn't it?
It is a gamble, but when I say mix and match, I mean literally one or two. I mean maybe start Rashford with Igalo and James instead of or maybe just play Greenwood because he's a bit younger as well.
What, against Copenhagen?
I'd play Greenwood, yeah.
No, I'd play the full first team. That's what I mean. I wouldn't risk playing this team against Copenhagen.
Oh, that's the risk. Oh, you're saying you change the whole thing?
Yeah, I'd go strong.
I'm saying I'd put about three of them in. I'd put Bruno. I'd put Rashford. No, I don't know. I just feel like Ollie probably will though, because we do actually need to go for something. I suppose actually thinking about it now, yeah, you're probably right actually. Because at the end of the day, if we can get a cup, it would be massive for these players. But we just got to balance it though. It does have to be balanced because it does worry me. Like the season's so close, man, and you saw what happened to Pulisic, and I know he might just about make it because of when it was, but. Nah, man. I just got visions, especially because we might not be able to bring in too many more players other than Sancho. Nah, we need to start strong. It's going to be such a big season next year, and I want to see us start strong, man.
SCW Waddy says, any news on Gabriel? I think Gabriel's a player that a lot of people would like to sign, but all I know is that talks have taken place, not that anything else. And look, I don't think United are dealing for Gabriel at the moment with the way things are going in relation to Jaden Sancho. I think that will be very much their focus will be on that, as you would expect. So, I mean, there's talk of Arsenal getting him. I mean, I won't lose any sleep if he goes to Arsenal, but I think he looks like a player. But then again, that goes back to Wolfsburg are out, says Alec Williams, which is helpful. Thoughts on Dortmund director's comments about Sancho, saying there is no contact between the clubs? Well, Fifth Mellow Music, I don't believe that. I don't think anyone does. And Conor Buckley says, hi guys, it's possible United will wait till next summer to sign Sancho and knock an extra year off his contract. They did the same with Bruno. There'll be a lot more competition for him next summer, though. That's the problem. It would be a big risk. Gabriel is going to Arsenal. Well, we've said that. If Gabriel's going to Arsenal, it's a bit of a bloody... Well, I don't think it's right to let a player go, to buy a player when you're letting 55 people lose their job. But there you go. Yeah, that's down to Arsenal.
That is a bit mad. I don't understand that. Yeah, if that happens, that's. I mean, you're right. Well, let's not talk about them. It's up to them, innit? But yeah, that is a bit weird. What
was I going to say? 10 minutes to kick off. And I was looking forward to buying a Sancho home kit, but it's poop, says Sebastian Bodry. And hi guys, it's possible... No, we've done that one, haven't we? Please subscribe if you're new. If you're watching on YouTube, we're on 783,000 subscribers. On the road to 800, so please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. They're just showing Dortmund at the moment. Bit of Jaden Sancho on the TV. What a player.
He is sick. He's not on mine. I must be watching something different to you. I can see Paul's goals.
Yeah, probably got a bit of delay.
Oh, yeah, there he is there. Okay, yeah.
2 feet. Cool. We've all got 2 feet, but not like Jaden Sancho. Yeah, fantastic player. And let's just see. I think, look, in relation to Jaden Sancho, today was always going to be a slow day. Yesterday and Monday were really busy days. But when there's a game on, it was always going to go a bit quiet. I expect tomorrow, maybe tonight. I think around 10:30 tonight, you will get a load of Romano, Christian Falk and paper tweets about things, and I'm sure you'll have to pick it up in your show, Flex, because I think there will be stuff coming out at around that time. But for now, it's all about the game, isn't it? You don't have to sell your soul unless you're Arsenal, says Alec Williams. And been a while since I've been able to watch live. Hopefully 4-0 tonight, says Vin Barar. And what about Haaland, says Alison Walker. He'd be staying where he is. I have seen the reports on Alec Tellez, Ghost Jack. We spoke about it this morning. Do we need a backup striker for next season? Well, we spoke about that, and that's from Mugiwara. That, there is a responsibility on us as fans as well to be realistic. There has been a global crisis, and Ryan FTW says, have you seen KSI here? KSI is not here. And Mark Scholes, just said we need a number 9 like Harry Kane. What is wrong with the mainstream media? Tony can't get a break. Very disappointing comments from Paul. Really? What do you think about that, Flex? I mean, because Gary Neville said it before the Leicester game. if Scholesy said that before this game, they really don't warm to Anthony Martial, do they? These
So I couldn't hear it. I've got it mute, but I can hear
I don't know
Scholes
whether he
talking.
said it or not. So
what are they saying? What someone said? He said that again. Greenwood's going to displace Martial.
No, he said that United. Well, allegedly, Paul Scholes, and he was just on my telly. Paul Scholes has said that United need a number 9 like Harry Kane, which. What do you think?
I just think the way Ollie's going. Look, they always believe in what Ollie's doing. Even when Ollie was on his arse at one stage, the class of '92 would always come out and back him and stuff like that, which is what you want. So I don't know why it's they're backing of him, or they're trying to undermine him or not agreeing with him on the Martial thing, because Ollie certainly thinks he's a proper number 9, and what Ollie's got out of him this year has been fantastic. You got to big up Ollie for that. He's got Martial playing his best football, scoring different types of goals. He's the linchpin in the attack. He's the glue. So I don't know why Gary Neville said it last time. I think because Mason Greenwood is that good, but the problem, that's not a problem, because we've got 2 fantastic players on our hands, which is always good. But Greenwood's been doing it from the right, and I think maybe because they know Sancho's going to come in, they're thinking, oh, what would that mean for Greenwood? Well, surely he pushes Martial out and that. But like we said, if that happens, then what would happen to Rashford then? So look, we shouldn't even get into that. We should just enjoy having all of those players, and the competition would be so healthy. But for me, I think especially bringing in Sancho, it lessens the need for a proper number 9, because the goals in that front 3 are going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if it was actually said, because I obviously wasn't listening at the time. So see what people are saying on that. There is a report from The Athletic that Manchester United are looking for a stronger and more physically imposing centre-back than Nathan Ake, and one who is capable of dealing with counter-attacks and long balls almost single-handedly if fullbacks are caught up the field. Which is, that actually does make some sense, doesn't it? Because Nathan Ake is not particularly tall, whereas this Gabriel that we're looking at, he is a left-sided player. Fabrizio Romano, it's coming in a bit quick just before kickoff. Fabrizio Romano is quoting the Inter CEO saying, "We will sign Alexis Sanchez from Manchester United on a permanent deal. We'll announce the deal tomorrow with an official statement." So that's good news that it's official, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we needed that.
There's a fan cam title for you.
There you go. Yeah. Done already. Put in.
I'm just reading here. Hargreaves apparently suggested Mandzukic. Bloody hell. Just goes to show.
What?
Look, I always use the Gaza analogy. Paul Gascoigne is probably one of the most talented footballers I've ever seen. Would you want him to do your shopping, let alone tell you about who should play at number 9 for Manchester United? Just because you're a genius in your feet doesn't mean you're a genius in the brain. And I think people get a bit lost on that. Now, I actually think that people like Scholesy and Neville are really interesting people to listen to, and Roy Keane, but they don't necessarily get everything right. They're just, at the end of the day, they're ex-legends of the club, and they're still legends of the club, but their footballing opinion is, for me, as vulnerable as any one of us. They're just a fan, aren't they? And they've all got their little... It's like Saeed and his Harry Maguire obsession. Imagine if... I mean, it's a big leap here, but imagine if Saeed was an ex-Manchester United great, and he's there saying Harry Maguire's Harry Beckenbauer. People would be like, what is he on about? I mean, apparently what Scholes said is, he said the right wing is not as much of a priority as getting a proper number 9 like Kane, and Sancho should not be as much of a priority as a number 9. I mean, look, I haven't heard what's been said here, but to me, I find that absolutely stunning. But the reason I said it to you was because I don't know why. I mean, look, Scholes, Gary Neville, Manchester Connection, Class of 92, they just don't seem to get or warm to Anthony Martial, and they never have really.
I don't know if it's because they are still reserved about being proved wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people, a lot of fans I've seen, especially outside Old Trafford when we've been doing fan cams, or not even just... Actually, no, I'll take that back. Not just outside Old Trafford, just in general. I speak to a hell of a lot of fans, whether it's online and through the years outside the games. But I've seen loads of him in the terraces. Sell him, mate. Sell him. He's not interested, mate. Don't want to be here. Don't want to be here. Get rid. Lazy. Rare. And I think sometimes, and I'm not saying that Gary Neville and the Class of 92, or whoever it might be, Phil Neville or Nicky Butt Giggs, whoever it is, are saying that about him. But I just feel like there's this there's this reluctance to accept that he's actually a sick player. Do you know what I mean? And always has been. He's just been through a lot, mismanaged a lot, and obviously he's less likable than Rashford, the homegrown kid. He's come up through the rankings, and it's an amazing story. Sometimes I just don't. It's always there's a player in there somewhere, which I get. I'm not saying Martial's been at his best the whole time because he's not.
He's my player of the year.
Exactly. This year he's been fantastic.
So why do we need a number 9? It's just that's my point. Why
he's got the same numbers. He's got the same numbers as Rashford. So why are they not saying, Rashford might need a better forward than him then?
Why is Harry Kane a priority over Jaden Sancho when our number 9 is the player of the year? How can Harry Kane be the priority for or a number 9 be a priority for Manchester United when our number 9 is the player of the year? And I would argue this with Paul Scholes as I would argue it with Paul Banks from bloody Salford or London. Like, he has been absolutely brilliant all round this season. He's got goals, he's got assists, he's ran the line, he's been unselfish. I think he's been absolutely brilliant, Anthony Martial, this season. So I would argue with that. And what I really find strange is that it's the priority. The priority should be a proper number 9 like Anthony Martial. Like, Harry Kane at Manchester United would be a bloody nightmare the way we play. He's not particularly quick. He's quite a selfish striker who wants lots of chances. I mean, you go back to that Brighton game, we won 3-0. Martial never had a chance, but he was creating chances. Our number 9 needs to be like Firmino. Bring the wingers into the play, unselfish. Harry Kane's not that. I mean, I think also the example of Harry Kane is a bad example as well because he's not. Harry Kane wouldn't work in our system. He's not a flair.
It's about the system. Yeah, it's about the system, and I agree with that. I mean, look, Harry Kane is a world-class striker. He gets goals.
I like Harry Kane,
he shoots on sight. I'm not one of these people who think Kane is overhyped and stuff. He's not overhyped. He's a sick striker. He is. But I just think with where Solskjaer's going with this team, if it was a different manager, if it was Jose, if it was even LVG, I might have even said, the way he's going with this team, he probably, I don't know what's going to happen with Martial. Clearly don't fancy him as a 9.
Top comes with an A on it. Have you seen the new tracksuit top?
Yeah, I like it.
I like it. I've ordered it.
Yeah.
But the one I ordered didn't have A on it. And if it comes with A on it, I'm going to lose my shit. I don't want A on the... That tracksuit top without A on it is brilliant. and on the Manchester United catalogue, it didn't have A on it. But I guarantee, because my other one's got A on it, that ruins the tracksuit, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's how they make their money, isn't it? Aeon's not even
the one
the main...
I bought, it didn't have it on it, and I wouldn't have bought it. So it's going back. It'll be gone, not Aeon. It'll be gone. So they better not do that. But I do really like. I bought the top for the new kit for my daughter Maddie. And I bought myself the tracksuit. But if it hasn't got Aeon on it, it's elite.
I'm gonna get the one that Ollie wears though. All the shorts are a bit snazzy on the new kit, innit? They've got like a little hem. Should we do a bit of a full kit, money in the banker, and get the full kit, Mark? It looks a bit snazzy, man.
I haven't won the full kit in ages. Done that for a while.
They did a big kit reveal. They've got the jackets on, everything. All that blacked out one's all right. Yeah. We're gonna have to be them fans who fund the Glazers because them black kit, that black jacket.
Do you like that one?
Right.
Ollie's wearing the grey.
No, not that one. Sorry, there's another one that he's got that's white and it's got the green on the side. It's nice. Right. I'm going to get that one.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
Seen that one. Anyway, we're about to kick off, so I will get you back at half time.
Cool.
But that flew by. That was good. And we will speak to Flex at half time. Cheers, pal.
Nice one. See you in a bit, man.
You can follow Flex on Twitter. It's at FlexUTD. And he'll be back with us at half time. But as you know, on the watch along, it's you and the interacting. Nick P says, I'm pretty sure Paul Scholes hasn't watched the United game for years. Probably too disgusted to watch. Dylan from Cork says, the last time we signed an Englishman. And then the comment's gone. Jonas Grondell, thanks for the super chat there. Welcome to Travis Webster, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Martial's got more goals from open play than any of our forwards by far. Facts. He has been more consistent overall player all year. Facts. Take care, Mark, says Ari Guadalia. Kane would be like having Lukaku all over again. I agree. That's the thing. That's the thing that disappoints me about what's been said there is that I actually don't think Harry Kane would make us a better team. I think he'd make us worse. I agree that he's a fantastic striker, but not in the system that we play. Tired of Rashford getting more praise than Martial. If you gave Rashford 7 penalty goals to Martial this season, that would look bad for biased pundits, says Exes. See, I don't wander into that world. I don't personally wander into that world of Rashford or Martial, who's better. Martial's better. But ultimately, I think Martial and Rashford together are a fantastic couple of players. Actually, I really like the font on the back of the new kit. Yeah, I do. Oh, no, I don't. I don't like the lettering. I don't like the way the A drops down. I think it looks a bit shit, actually. But I don't mind the sizing of it that some people had a problem with. Anyway, we're about to kick off here. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Let's see how we're doing. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. I'm absolutely exhausted this week, so please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch. Remember to subscribe. Bottom right hand corner and get your notifications on. We could be going live at any time over the next weeks, days, and hours because that's just the way it's going to be. We know Alexis Sanchez will be a permanent official player for Inter Milan, announced tomorrow. We also know that the Sancho deal is developing. We go live off any big news for United, so get involved. We're also live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 a.m. for the Manchester United News Show. So get involved with the channel. You're very, very welcome. You'll get to know... If you are new, you'll love it because the interaction on the live comments, you'll get to know people on there from all around the world, and the moderators as well. You're very, very welcome, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. And remember, the player rating show is back today. So in the second half, you can go onto our website. You can give a mark out of 10 for every player who's playing for United today. And then in my match reaction, I'll give my rating and it will aggregate all your thousands of scores as well. So we'll see who matches up with who. So if I give Romero a 7 and you've given him... loads of you've given him a 6, then it will be, a mismatch. But it's interesting to do that. It really is. When's your next Pro Club stream, Mark? Says Mike. Pro Clubs will be back at the weekend. We've got 11 players in our Pro Clubs team now. And I'm getting loads of people wanting friendlies, getting loads of people who want to play for us. What I would say is set up your own little Pro Clubs team. I mean, Pro Clubs is going to be really big. It's already quite big, but it's going to be really big in relation to what we're doing and the content we're going to be putting out. So, but that will be on, not on the United Stand, of course. But yeah, we'll be next at the weekend. Who's the main person you believe for transfers, says Official Lee Kelly? That's probably one of the best questions I've ever been asked. And I don't like to not answer a question about football, honestly. Thanks for Jamie Beddle, who's saying, how are you doing, Mark? I'm doing well, thank you. I hope you're doing well. The person I believe most when it comes to transfers, probably Fabrizio Romano, because... having met him and spoken to him and done a video with him and asked him about how he does his transfers, I just think he's very thorough. He works ridiculously hard. For somebody who works very hard at what I do at all hours, I respect the grind that he puts in, and I think he always wants to be right, and I think his contacts that he has are absolutely superb. I'm sure he'll be wrong on something, and I hope it's not Sancho at one day, because that's just the nature of the beast. But I think he's so methodical in what he does. But I think there are a lot of other people out there. I think there's some cracking journalists in the UK who obviously got a briefing from the club last night and just went with that briefing. And, they'll get a lot of stick for it. But ultimately, you get a briefing from Manchester United and you go with it. There we go. Anyway, kick off. The timer should be on the screen. The timer should be on the screen. It is. Good. There we go. So let's have a look how Manchester United get on. We've got Lask actually pressing high up the pitch here, which is quite interesting. A lot of energy from Lask in the first few seconds, so that's good to see. I don't know if anyone knows when Lask actually played their last game. That would be interesting. But they're pressing high up the pitch early on here. I hope they give us a good game. I'd like to see that. And Lask here, I've got to be totally honest, I've been really disrespectful of Lask. I've done absolutely no research on them. I can't remember what they were like from the previous game. I did research them when we played them in Austria, but yeah, they're not very good. This will be interesting, says Young. And what's my score prediction? Already I think I might be a bit wrong with this, but I said 6-0. But obviously I'm assuming that the United players are going to hit the ground running and play well. But there's a lot of players that haven't played football here. So get in the comments with your score prediction. Cameron says 5-0. So get in there with the live comments. We've got 2,000 people watching on Twitch. Please do follow us on Twitch if you are watching there. Lots of content for you. You're very, very welcome. And there's nothing to research on Lask, says Will Chan. Gabriel's going to Arsenal, says Dylan. Well, I don't know. Don't know about that. I think it's a little bit immoral of Arsenal to be signing players when they're letting 55 people lose their job. But there you go. It's not my club. It's not my problem. For a second, I thought that this message was not showing the channel, but found it, says Castra. Some people are going 2-1. Midnight Game says 4-0. Fred Gage says 6-1. 3-1 says Vanilla Killer. Lask lost 2-0 last week, says William Evans. So they at least they're playing football then. So their season is obviously up and running. Let us know where you're watching from as well. That's always an interesting thing for people to read, that you're interacting with people from all around the world. All around the world. You gotta spread the word. Tell them what you've heard. It's gonna make a better day. This is all part of my stretching routine, and I think dancing is less sinister than the actual thing I need to do. But Lask are pressing really high up the pitch here, and it's good to see. But well done, Brandon Williams there. Fred goes long. Oh, there's so much room here for Juan Mata. This should be 1-0. Cross. Oh, should have been 1-0. Lask are pressing so high up the pitch that they've left it wide open at the back then. And now actually Juan Mata is playing off the right wing. It's a lovely ball by Fred. And realistically, this is like FIFA. L1 square cross. And then Agala's making it 1-0. He's got to make that cross. Mata's got to make that cross. Should be 1-0 there. Square R1 Mata. And it's on Agalo's foot. But they're there to be hit on the break, which is good to see. And Harry Maguire again. How many of these are you going to miss, Harry? Bloody hell. Like, over the last month, we've put loads of corners on Harry Maguire's head, and he just bounces them over the bloody bar. I said this the other day. Virgil van Dijk came third in the Premier League for goals scored from headers. Harry Maguire wasn't even in the top 30, and we bought him for scoring goals with his head. It's a bit early in the midnight hour for me to go through all the I'm not going to sing Oasis, don't worry. I just did. Ricky has just rang me up. I don't know why. I don't even need that in my ear at the moment. Ricky has just messaged me and said, Mata's cross there was brilliant. The defender just got lucky and Agalo should have ran across in front of the defender. Thoughts on the kit, says Renato. I quite like the font on the back. Some people don't like it, but I think it's quite distinctive. And I think from a distance the kit looks nice. Goalkeeper's kit, it's all right, but obviously we've all seen the kit close up as well, and it does look a little like an 80s bus seat. But from a distance it looks okay. What's your favourite Pop Smoke song, says JBU. And has Sancho signed, says Liam. No. I'm just going to listen to Mark for updates now because I have an F1 League race, says Swarm Virtus. Oh, I'd love to do that. I'd absolutely love to do that. I did buy, under the bed, the wife goes mad. Under the bed, I've got a proper setup. Like the proper steering wheel with the gears and everything like that. I've only used it about 5 times, and I did do a stream once of me playing F1 with it, but it takes so long to set it up, and I'm not actually that good. But I'd love to do, like you see when we had lockdown and they had like Lance Stroll and everybody doing it. I'd love to do that, but I just haven't got the time. My mum was taken to hospital earlier. She's better now though, and I was feeling very down. But thanks to you, I've kept a smile. Keep up the good work, says Toby. All the best to your mum. I hope she's feeling better soon. Whip round for Arsenal, says Paul Hitch. I'll hold the whip. And have you seen the 442 Sancho to United video, says Reece Dan. I only watch it if I'm in it, and that's not because I'm a big head. It's just because I'm a big head. And where did you get it from, says Jamil. Amazon, I think. I'm going to sell mine. I could auction it for charity. Somebody could get hold of Goldbridge's steering wheel. That sounds wrong. At least I didn't say gear stick, but there you go. It has got a gear stick, so you could get hold of Goldbridge's gear stick. I've just said it. Matters totally washed, man, says John Sherrell. What's going on here? But Lask have started on the front foot quite a bit here. It's quite impressive to see. I'll give them a bit of credit. There's absolutely no reports confirming Gabriel to Arsenal, says Craig C. No, but let them believe. Let them believe that it's going to happen. What's the score on aggregate, says Prepaid Cookie 1 on Twitch. It is 5-0 to Manchester United. Matter is tired already, says Vegan. Well, he's just had to run 30 yards. We'll have a bit of fun on this stream tonight, I think. Corner to Lask here. So we've had 8 minutes. I don't want to just... McNally says, I hope James scores tonight and get a bit of confidence. And Sanchez has been confirmed, says Scott Bailey. Yes, the president of Inter Milan has basically said that he will be confirmed officially tomorrow. So good news on that. Have you seen what the Dortmund CAO has said, says Tim Boss? Yeah, he's basically said that they expect him to be a Manchester United, a Borussia Dortmund player next season. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So let's all make believe that we're still friends and we like each other. What's your favourite Pringles? I've done that so many times, I'm not going to do it actually. Williams is such a good player, Mark. He and Greenwood made the difference, says Yazin. I don't like Brandon Williams. Oh, he's at the bar. Last links of it at the bar. What? I don't know what Harry Maguire's doing there. He's looking around for a bloody spaceship or something, and then a shot wide. So Lask have started off like a rocket here. And now it's Agallo down the right-hand side. Manny and Fred. They need to take their opportunity. And they like to. They do. Kimmy deserves his contract. But for me, he's a right-back. He's not a left-back. So many people said about Brandon Williams. You won't even know he's right-footed. He uses both feet really well. Oh, he bloody doesn't. You watch him. He uses his right foot at least 70% of the time. Which for a left... I mean, there, he controls it on his left. Passes it with his left, you little shit. It's just that, yeah. Well, it's only 2 times, but he did control it and pass it with his left there. But he does go towards his right a lot. Anyone from India? Says Narox. I can't watch it on Sony and it sucks. Garner's on the bench. We'll hopefully see him in the second half. I think Brandon Williams has got his little phone in his pocket and he's like, I'll show him. Gabriel to AFC could be true. Check Sport Witness, says Jacob. And Mark, do you think Smalling and Coutinho would make Arsenal any better, says Marquino? Yeah, I think Chris Smalling would be a very good signing for Arsenal. I think some Arsenal fans are too arrogant to see he's actually a good player. And they're like, oh, we don't want him. Chris Smalling gets thrown in with the bloody Phil Jones Chuckle Brothers thing, doesn't he? But I actually think Chris Smalling's a far better player than that. Ethan Laird is not on the bench for those asking. PKBXBP says, who do you think is the deadest team to support in the Premier League? Can't get Dan James on the ball at the moment. Cigarettes and alcohol is still banned for us in South Africa, says Hendrik Els. I said, why? It gets on my nerves when countries ban songs like that. I mean, like, what? Cigarettes and Alcohol is a classic song, and there's way worse songs that are about worse things than that. I mean, there's a lot of drugs about heroin and stuff that are subtly... you know, what about the children's song, Puff the Magic Dragon? That's about smoking drugs. So, you know, but let's ban Cigarettes and Alcohol by Oasis. It's ridiculous. The deadest club to support in the Premier League. I'm thinking about this. Which team wouldn't I like to support? Dun 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 dun. Cigarettes and imagination. I think Brighton are a bit of a crap club to support, although they've done well to stay up. Mark, have you ever been on holiday to Wales? Most people from the Midlands have been to Bournemouth or Rhyl in their lifetime, says Joshua Bowwater. I've been to Rhayader, which is near Aberystwyth. There's a mountain called Gustedin, and my primary school, you'd never do this now, every year from the age of about 8 till you left when you were 11, they used to take us to this farm in Rhayader. Don't worry, it doesn't get sinister. We didn't get anything bad happen. We used to go to this farm that was at the foot of Gustedin, which was this big mountain. Probably wasn't a mountain, but and we camped there for the week next to this river. It was fantastic. I went there about 3 years in a row. I loved it. Not the song, the actual product, you prat, says Hendrik. I know. And Henrico, thank you for your super chat there. Nick P says, Mark, what colours do you think suit a man whose hair is slowly turning grey? Asking for a friend, says Nick P. What colours? Grey? A grey suit with a man with grey hair? Silver Fox? No, Mark, actual cigarettes and alcohol are banned in South Africa, says the contrarian. I know, it was a joke. I was doing that straight-faced sarcasm joke. Mark, if United sell Dalot, turn Brandon Williams into a right-back and buy someone in like David Alaba for the left-back, would that work, says Timothy Ware? I think, personally, and I know not a lot of people would agree with me, but I think personally, Brandon Williams would make a very, very good right-back. I think he's being played out of position on the left. Why do you not like Brighton? Been curious about this, says Summershire. I don't dislike Brighton as much as I did a few months ago, but I just find them a little like... It's not dislike, I just don't think they suit the Premier League. I think they're too small. I'll tell you what, Lask have played really well this first few minutes. United looking a bit sloppy. Fosu Mensah into Mata. Tidy by Mata, that. Under no pressure. Puts it out for a bloody throw-in. Ricky. Ollie should try Bay and Lindelof pairing in the Europa, says Adam Choppy. And Mark, please explain to me what McTominay does. I just don't see the potential. He's average or below par at everything. He reminds me of a young Lingard, says Pupkin Spice Latte. And Leaked Wisdom says, banning cigarettes and alcohol is just a snide move to make the people riot. Yeah, I don't understand why you would... look, I'm sure there's a really good reason, and I'm not somebody who has to make this decision, but I don't understand what banning cigarettes and alcohol does, because you're in a... Oh, that's a wild shot, but they're doing well. What's your favourite pair of football boots you've owned, Mark? I've still got my Red Predator Manias with metal blades in the cupboard, says Richard. And Azim, let's remember the United Stand Members Club, and let's use Phil Jones in a swap deal for Nathan Collins from Stoke, says CJ Legend. My favourite pair of football boots, I've had a few. I had some New Balance ones in the early 90s. I think Brian Robson used to wear them, and they had a massive white tongue. And I really got into football boots where because they're different to now, you know, it was all laced up in those days. And I used to like lacing something up and then putting the tongue over the lace so that you had like a flat bit of leather. So I used to have a pair of New Balance. Puma Kings, I had about 3 pairs of those. I really liked Puma Kings. They were really nice and light. And the thing is, we lived in an era then, in the 90s, where football boots made you shit. Like, they did. Like, you play at lunchtime with your mates and your trainers. You can do little rollovers and everything. Then you go and play a match for your school or your Saturday team, and you're wearing these football boots that are like wearing a pair of Timberlands. So, football boots these days are different. I remember one day, my stepdad and mum had gone away for the weekend, and I had a match on the Sunday, and he was away for the weekend, and he used to play quite a decent level. and he had a pair of Adidas Predators. So I took them out his boot bag and I went and played with them on the Sunday. Oh, this was when people don't have them anymore. I don't know what's happened with Predators, but this was when they had like the little grooves on the top that made you better at curling and stuff like that. And I don't know why they don't do it anymore. I don't know whether it was because that's been proved not to be right. But I wore them that game, and I tell you what, my passing, my curling, my shooting was just miles better than it. It might have been a placebo effect, but they're the best pair of boots I've ever wore, Adidas Predators. But these days, I've got a pair of boots that I think Lingard wears that Adidas gave me when we did a photo shoot. And not Adidas, Kit Locker gave them me, but they were Adidas boots. I think Lingard wears them. They're a pain to get on. They're virtually impossible to get on. But when you get them on, it's like wearing hard slippers. Really good. Welcome to Azim Masood Bahu, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Watch more NBA games, says Ivan Manuel. I have been watching them. I don't know whether there's one tonight. Evening, Mark. What's your all-time bench striker, says Jenks. Definitely Ollie. Fozu's on the attack here. Into the box. What is that? And considering we may not get a cam if Lingard gets a new contract, do you think we will get a CDM? If so, what are your thoughts on Partey, says Andrew Watt. I don't think Manchester United will sign Thomas Partey, if I'm absolutely honest for you. This game is boring, says DDR143. Good. At least, well, it's good that we've all got a chat. And Matthew Walsh says there's more alcohol. I don't know why I'm stood like that. There's more alcohol and cigarettes around now than there was when it was legal. The only thing the ban has done is loose the government tax money, says Matthew Walsh. Good point. It's a bit like prohibition in the 30s. Every time there's a break, Fred returns terrible, says Daniel Luciano. McTominay's first touch again. Dreadful there. Losing the ball. Get it wide to Dan. Oh. Lask have been the better team. Bay's showing some agility and composure, says Karan. He's one of the few players who is. And we look a little bit nervous. Premier League would be more interesting with Leeds, Forest and Derby, says Joe DCFC. I would agree with that. I'd throw Sheffield Wednesday in the mix as well. I mean, who's gone up this year? Fulham and West Brom again. I mean, it's just boring because it's always Fulham and West Brom. Mark, what do you think about City signing Nathan Ake, says Joel Morris? I think he's overpriced, and I think he's... Lingard's just fouled him there. I don't know whether he got booked for it, but I think everyone just looks a yard off the pace for United. The Danish commentary is shit, says Aslup. Loving this instead. Thanks, pal. If you are watching on Twitch, like Aslup, please give us a follow on there. I don't know how many followers we've got on Twitch now, but give us a follow. We do every United game as a watch-along on our Twitch channel as well as on YouTube. So welcome to people there. Give us a follow. And if you're watching on YouTube, bottom right-hand corner, make sure you subscribe and get involved. Thank you, everybody, for that. And thanks to everyone who's becoming a member on the United Stand YouTube channel. We don't do Patreon. All our content is up for free. And so thanks for your support there. You get your badge next to your name. We don't do anything like that on Twitch yet. Maybe we will do at some point. Got a really good guest on tomorrow lunchtime on the channel. Very excited about who it's going to be. That'll be on the YouTube channel. So make sure you're subscribed and you will see that tomorrow lunchtime. The United team would struggle in the Championship, says Harry Palmer. This one. McTominay's been awful, says Dan Chowdhury. And... oh, thanks. What was your go-to sweets from the corner shop? Says Craig Thomas Miller. Drink as well. Get in the live comments. That's a good question. It's a shame we're talking about that sort of thing. It tells you what the quality of the game is. But for me, I used to love... they don't really do them anymore, probably because it's really bad for you. But they used to do these, you know, the 330ml cans of pop. They used to be a bit bigger, 500ml. And I used to love it when I had enough money to get one of those. And I'd put it in my drinks compartment of my mountain bike. And the only problem was when you opened it, you had to drink it all because it wasn't, if you were biking along, it would just fizz up and it would all go out. So you'd buy this massive pop drink to go on a bike ride, but basically you had to drink it all at the same time. Fred's just put his foot up a bit high there, but Lask have been the better team in the first 20 minutes. But remember, we did beat them 5-0 in the second half before. So I used to love Orange and Pineapple Tango, and it's a good chance for Lask again, but the cross just goes out of the foot of the player for Lask, who I don't know his name. Jordan Such says, "Hi Mark, this is making last night's game look like an all-time classic." It's crap. It's not been good from United, but it's been a good stream. McSorts never lifts his head to look for a pass. He's playing terrible, says Mark Witten. Is it Fabrizio, says Vignesh Ram. It might be. It might be. Lask are all over United at the moment. That's a foul on the edge of the box. Fosu Menz is playing crap as well. He's been really poor going forward. He's been really off the pace. It's a shame because I think there's a good future for Fosu Mensah. And I must just answer this as well. My favourite crisps was, I think my mountain bike I had was, I loved it. It had like this metallic paint on it. It was like a dark navy with bits of green on it. I think it was a Rally Amazon, I think it was called. I'd have to check that. The Greenwood shirt and our kit has a similar fonts as Matthias. This is you can get this underneath the video on YouTube. Just click it and get it in the colour. It's fantastic. And I don't see what's great about Williams. Not fast, not strong. This is Michael Hawkes. Free kick for Lask. It's the wall. Fosu Mensah is fast and strong. Would like to see him get some game opportunity. Thank you, Michael Hawkes. And Dan James hasn't had a good game since September, says Kenny J. We can't get him on the bloody ball. Can't get Dan James on the ball here at the moment. They're all over us. Welcome to Grey and Glass, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thanks for joining, pal. You get a little badge next to your name as well for that. 25 minutes gone. United have done very little in this game so far. My favourite sweets were, well in, Harry. Good run. Well done. Bit of leadership from the back. Midget gems. I love midget gems. And here is Dan James on the ball. Free on the left. Cut inside. Cut it back to Jesse and it's 1-0. Bloody hell. They're all playing not very well. Dan James wastes an opportunity there. Picks it up again. Find the pass this time. No. And keeper's got it. I mean, look, I wouldn't be horrible to Dan James. It's probably the first touch he's had, but they're all playing bad. Why not watch Inter versus Getafe and favourite pasta, says Praveen. Probably spaghetti. No, my favourite pasta is the shells. The little pasta shells. I love that with a good bolognese. I love the texture of the... Yes, love it. But my favourite sweets were midget gems. I'll have a quarter of midget gems, please. People don't even know what that is. I didn't really know what it was. I think you get 100 grams now. But yeah, I love midget gems. Sports mixture. Love it. I've got a bit of popcorn here. Mark, what if we get Inter? No, we've got Copenhagen on Monday. Jelly tots were nice. I'll tell you what combination I really used to like. Is Lingard to Williams. They could be a good combination here. All right foot again. Dan James tries to turn. It ain't FIFA, mate. I used to like a packet of crisps, Walkers will do. And a packet of wine gums. You put a couple of wine gums in your mouth, then you put crisps in. And the texture of the wine gums and the crisps together just really used to get me going when I was about 7. Not in that way, I just liked it. It was nice. It's not hard to consider Maguire's price when so many centre-backs out there are under 50 million or better or just as good. I expect way more. Just about does the job, but his heading accuracy is awful and he's slow. Says B. Yakov. Mark, what's your opinion on the Major League Soccer playoff system? I think it's really entertaining, but it wouldn't fit in Europe, says Cole Vance. And Mark, name as many sweets chocks that have changed names. Opal Fruits and Marathon. Starburst. Used to be called Stickers. Snickers. Joshua Bowell. There's an injury at the moment, so this is a good thing. Marathon, Starburst were Opal Fruits and Snickers. Or like that. Skittles with a starburst now, I think. Glad Pereira isn't playing. He should be first on the list to go for me, says Tom Parker. Don't even know how he's still a United player. Can't work it out. I don't know how most of these lot are United players. They play terrible, mate. My game is ahead of yours for once. It's in Spanish, but that's why I'm here. Love the commentary, even though the game is boring. I don't know how you're ahead of me, because YouTube's normally quite quick. Another half a chance for last links there. They've been all over us. Wow. Time for a tweet, I think. But what are your thoughts on the first 25 minutes? I've just tweeted there. It's safe to say that so far, it's safe to say that none of these players are taking their opportunity. And I think for people like that's good by Lingard into. Here we go. This has got to be 1-0. We've got. He's onside. Thought McTominay was. Well, they're really there to be got at on the break. There's so many spaces for Lask. They're defensively really poor. It's not hard. It's like it's almost like watching FIFA. There's so many opportunities to break. We're ending up with like 4v2. Look at this here. It's a 2v3. Like, how is we not managed to take that opportunity there? That's crap. Corner to United. Fred's put 2 through decent balls, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. Pass distribution has been good too. If anyone says Fred's been crap, I'd say they don't have a TV. Mata with the cross. Maguire wins it again, heads it wide again. Wide and over, sorry. The last manager looks like a cross between Ed Woodward and Mr. Bean, says Caves. And Mark, have you ever eaten butter chicken? I don't think so. What is McTominay doing, says SNG Mirik. And I'm just glad there's no drinks break. That is a good thing. I'm glad there's no drinks break as well. We need 5 more players to compete for the title and other trophies. The second team is awful. I agree. Sorry about that. I do agree. I like to take notes through the game. I just think, I don't understand what's going on with our backup players. They just don't seem to take the opportunity or be good enough. Eric Bailly. That's good by Bailly. I mean, I don't know. Good save by Romero. Good shot by Last Links there. Hey Mark, amazing stuff as always. The reason Maguire keeps missing headers is because you don't have a Maguire shirt yet, says Alec Miller. I don't know that we will. Can you believe this was basically the team we watched for half of the season, says Viciously. "2020 could be the year we get third, won Europa, sold Sanchez and bought Bruno and Sancho. I expected us to finish 5th at best and win no trophy," says Craig Callamy. This is exactly why we need depth. B team is awful, says B Yakov. Maguire can have my nickname when I played. Biscuits in head, says Let's Paldo 777. Hello Mark, I just ordered the new home kit with number 10. Wait a minute, Agalo's in. Good play by Agalo. Oh, what a tackle. Can't wait to get home. Go United. Love this channel, says JKT69. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. This team is what we dealt with until January, says Varane. I love you, Man United, Villa and Chelsea fans, says Azim. Seems like we forget to include his heading accuracy in the deal when we bought Maguire, says Barrett Powers. I mean, I think there was a game, I can't remember what game it was. I think it might have been the West Ham game where Bruno put 4 corners on his head and he missed them all. I'm gonna talk about that in the match reaction as well. It's like he knows how to win a header, but he doesn't know what to do with it when he wins it. It's like he just lets it hit his forehead, because he was much better than this at one point. Lukaku scored for Inter. PKBXP says, I've always thought that United aren't clinical enough in the final third. Lingard, man of the match at the moment, says SNG. I haven't really noticed... No, I don't think so. I've not noticed anything special about any United player. Mata's playing crap as well. Well out by Romero. Bit of herring and popcorn. Where did that come from? Lingard looks like the only player playing decent tonight, says Mr. 03 Max. I think it's because he's getting so much space. But if he's getting that space as the number 10, he needs to create a little bit more for me. Get him on the ball. Fred's been good. Yeah, I think Fred's been okay. Yellow card for Last Link's player there. Foul on Jesse. I have to see this back. This could have been a 10. It could have been a red. Remember when Rashford would close his eyes on headers? Love the channel marks, as James Kang. Remember when? He might still. A lot of people saying Lingard has been the best player so far, but then some people are saying Lingard out. Could have been a red. Could have been a red, that. I think Fred's played quite well. Now, for my reserve, for my dessert, I've got chocolate dipped strawberry. Mmm. Daniel Luciano says, these jersey knock off font and look to them. This is Daniel Luciano. I agree with B1GB3R6 on Twitch. He says, I hated the new kit from pictures, but actually like it on the pitch. Yeah, it's because you can see it from a distance. Close up, it's not a great design. But from a distance, you can't see that. My mates just messaged me. We're getting outplayed by a bunch of Austrian dairy farmers. Whoa. Probably not wrong. I still think we'll win 3 or 4-0 because they're so open at the back. They're like a butcher's apron, but... Crap game, but the best bench ever in United history, says Stephen Thon. It is a good bench. Pogba, Bruno, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood. Lingard is worse than my nan, says Thomas Morehouse. Dividing opinion again. 36 minutes gone. Maz says, the only thing worse than this match is hearing Mark making crunch. I've finished the popcorn now. Quarter midget gems in a paper bag, salt and vinegar squares and a can of lilt. Go 80s kids, says Andrew Bruce. And to be honest, credit to Ollie. He hung in there with his crap B team till January until Bruno came and changed it. So obvious why we lost to crap team, says John Persevam. Right, Lingard's got some good space. Dan James. Back to Lingard. 1-0. Oh, well played defender. Good play there between Lingard and Dan James. That's what they need to do. Igalo, lovely layoff. Lingard, the right ball at the right time to Dan James. And then you just want the return pass, which he should make. It's not. We're not. That Mata had one. I mean, he's got time to look as well. Got to make that. You've got to make that. People will say, oh, that's a good attack. But actually, you've got to make that final pass, Dan James. Matter with the cross. No, Harry Maguire had that time. Lingard playing for a contract, says Vigna. Oh, he'll get one. He'll get one because I don't think we're going to buy a cam. Lingardino to score a hat-trick in the second half, says Ghost Hawk 105. There's a hat-trick to be had tonight. I said it before the game. McTominay is crumbled like a dehydrated digestive, says Andy McLaughlin. Lingardino goat, says Rogue 4. The thing is, Lask have tried really hard, but we're miles better than them. I think it's a bit embarrassing that we've let them... Oh, McTominay! Bloody hell. I really don't know. Could McTominay have a worse half? He just looked 2 yards off the pace. And the thing about McTominay is that this has been going on. Before lockdown, really good player. Since lockdown, he's been really bad. He's not going to be the new Matic. He'll be 2009. He's playing like 2019 Matic. I mean, to be honest with you, do you think Matic would be losing control of the midfield like we are? They're pinging it around. What do you think is the weakest part of Bruno's game? I would like to see him improve his passing. He manages to miss easy passes and complete worldies, says Caves. Nick P, I fully expect Lingy to sign his contract live on air in the post-match interview. A hat-trick hero, tears in his eyes, and Holly hands him the pen. What do you think? I've just done that one. The new kit has Manchester United weaved in the fabric all over the shirt, says Mojo. Ollie and Carrick would be more effective than some of these players. And we have the Scottish Phil Jones in midfield. What the hell is he doing tonight, says Mark Whitten. It's still early days, still time to get back into it. Can still there's so much space out there. You'd expect our fitness levels to come through. There's so much space in the final third. I just don't... It's disappointing we haven't created any chances. Lingard loses it. See, that's crap pressing because they're just able to pass the ball around. Williams loses the tackle there. Fred. See how they've passed it out there? Maguire's got it now. Paul Robinson says Lingard hasn't got a Scooby. Mark, what's your Premier League era all-time 11 and your Man United all-time 11 from the Premier League era? Would love to know your thoughts. Raj, that would literally take me an hour. And I'd have to research it as well. I think the criticism of Dan James is unfair. He's just come up from the Championship, says Wadu Will. I think next season's the season for Dan James. And he hasn't played a lot of football, has he? Do you think we all saw a purple patch McTominay all these days, says Adarsh? When was the last time McTominay played well? I thought he played well before his injury. And then he was injured for most of January. And then I thought he played well after his injury. I just think since lockdown, he's not been that good. So I think it's unfair to say he had a purple patch. But I don't know what's gone wrong with him. I think he's a better player than what we've seen recently. I had a hazelnut coffee ice cream for dessert tonight, says Mojo. Hazelnut coffee ice cream. Sounds nice. Sounds nice. 41 minutes gone. For those asking why Ollie doesn't rest his players, here's your answer, says Andrew Rossi. Good thing this match isn't as important as it should be. And I told you guys, McTominay doesn't do anything well, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. He's overhyped because he's passionate. Foul on Mata. I think for me, this is why when we play on Monday, you can't play any of these players. You get the first team going because Copenhagen will be better than Lask and they might beat us. McTominay will be United captain before he's 28, says Uar Cantona. And Switty says, Bruno's watching on like, what the hell are these players doing? Is our kit sponsor London Buses? Why do we have their old seat design on our shirt? Says Smith Jones. Van der Sar or Schmeichel, says Bernardo. Schmeichel. That's better by Fozu. That pass was on there, Fred. Should have played it. Lovely ball by Mata. This has got to be a goal. You've got a 3v2. Keeper gets it. Shocked early on when Fred played McSauce through instead of James, who was in acres of space. If that was Bruno, Pogba, even Magic, we'd be 1 or 2-0 up, says Luke Higgins. I think we've had 4 opportunities now, definitely 3, where we've been 3 against 2 and we've not put a decent cross in. I know Lask have played well, but they've left so much space at the back. We should be 2 or 3-0 up. And not that we deserve... Well, you do deserve to be because you score the goals. But we've had so much space on the break. And we've been really poor creating. Have we had a shot on goal yet? Craig Gale, welcome. Latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Again, Lingard should have been in there. There you go. Mata. Oh. What's your favourite sci-fi movie, says Stig? I don't know. What's yours? Scotty got his contract now. It's got to his head. He used to be excellent. He didn't say stay grounded, says Mark Whitten. This is shocking. Mark, says Dooster. LFCC. And Ollie's got to be fuming with this as it's Christian 28. Isaac said that was a poor cross by Fosu. Yeah, but Dan James and Mata have done the same. Be nice to get one before half time. Look at the gap on the left. There's so much space on the left. Juan Mata again. Bloody, he's offside anyway. But the ball should have gone to the left there. Why did we go down the right? Who plays the pass down the right here? Mata. Fred. Look at the left. Look at the bloody left. Oh my God. That's a prime example of a player who's not got football intelligence. He gets the ball. There's Williams and McTominay in acres of space on the left-hand side. And he passes it into the congested right. I know Mata's offside, but if he'd gone to the left, Williams and McTominay were onside with space to run into. It's just football intelligence. Go to the bloody left. You've got a left foot. That's twice he's done that as well, because he tried to play McTominay in when he could have gone left as well. Here we go. No, keeper's there. How the hell is someone who couldn't make the Fulham and Palace bench in our team? He's terrible, says Robert McCormack. I think he's talking about Fosu Mensah. Welcome to RSG Gaming, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. What is that by Mata? And we should be, I tell you what, we should be 3 or 4-0 up here. Without a shadow. Well, we seem to have grown into the game a little bit in this this last... well, it's going to be half time now. We're not going to score before half time. Hello, can you please say hello to Callum, says Kian. Hello, Callum. It's more entertaining watching the reactions off the bench right now, says Andrew Rossi. Give our squad depth, lack of it. Would you sacrifice the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup next season and go out for all out for the Premier League and the Champions League, especially? Says Robert O'Malley. Yes. And how the hell have we done that one already? Yeah, I mean that was a stunningly moribund or mundane half, really. Not fantastic. But I stand by what I said. I still think that we should have won. We should be winning 3 or 4-0 up at half time, because although we've not played particularly well, there's been so many opportunities on the break. I mean, Ollie doesn't look too unhappy, but oh no, actually, I think he probably does. I thought he looked okay, but I think it's that sort of smile when he's not happy. Bay's done all right. Can we get your response to Fabrizio's recent tweet, says Daniel Luciano? Well, I'll have a look what he said whilst we get old Flex on the show. He's not actually old, he's younger than me, but it'd be interesting to see what he's got to say there. But United 0-0 at half-time. I think Lask have played very high pressing football, but they've left so much space at the back that a team like us should be able to exploit. And we've had chances to exploit that space. Mata, Fosu Mensah, Dan James. Fred, just playing the wrong passes at the final pass. And if they played the right passes on those 6 occasions, we would have been through for 6 goals. Like, we literally could have been 3 or 4-0 up at half time. And instead, poor shot selection, poor pass selection has meant I don't think we've had a shot on goal. Hello, Flex. Can you hear me? Hello, Flex. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, mate.
Yeah. What was your thoughts on that half? I was just saying, look, I know we've not played particularly well, but if Fred had played a couple of passes to the left, if Fosu Mensah, James and Mata could cross, we actually would have had 5 really good shots one-on-one. And we've had none.
Yeah, it's because it's been crap. Like you said, the final ball's been awful. The decision-making's been awful. The intensity's been awful. And having said that, we've still had opportunities to make chances. But it's just really bad. I mean, you look at players who aren't playing and you talk about giving yourself an opportunity. Just put yourself in the manager's thinking. You know, look, even if Dan James scores a hat-trick, it doesn't mean he makes Ollie think, should he drop Greenwood for him? I'm not saying that. But just do something. Do something that's going to make Solskjaer, you know, proud of you or always have you in the back of his mind. Right now, all they're doing is just proving that, I don't know, our second string's just not that great. I mean, yes, they haven't played for a long time. You can understand a little bit. You can understand some of the misplaced passes and the lethargicness, but some of it was it's just not concentrating. Just awful. Crap.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter an awful lot.
No,
we're
of
5-0
course
up,
not.
and I think, I don't think there's anybody out there who thought that United might blow this today. But I do think that I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think that the reality is that the disappointing thing for me, and look, there's some players that disappoint me a little bit more than others. I mean, I'm not depressed. I'm not ranting about it, but
no.
Scott McTominay, this is the guy that gets brought on for Matic. I don't think he could have had a worse half. And the same thing happened after lockdown. He's a very fit lad. He gets his top off. He shows us his bloody 6-pack. He's obviously very, very fit, which means he's obviously very sharp. But he looks about as sharp as a blunt pencil. He's had a really bad half. Fred's done okay. Yes. Lingard's done okay. Agallo's not had any service. Dan James
made poor decisions.
Yeah.
Brandon Williams, I thought was sloppy a little bit.
Yeah.
Fosu Mensah's having one, or was first 15-20 was having one.
Yeah.
Slowly grew into the game.
Matt's not been good either. Little bits, but
wrong decisions. Chances to cross, had a chance to put it on a plate for Igalo, didn't take it. You know, a lot of it is down to ring rust. You can understand that these players are not getting consistent games, and even after lockdown, you know, Matter hasn't even touched the ball. Do you know what I mean? He ain't played one game. So you take,
you say, you just want them to grab the opportunity.
Just grab the opportunity. And the worst thing is they're actually getting into scenarios where they can make something happen. It's our own wrongdoing mixed in with a little bit of decent defending from Lask that's actually preventing us from stepping it up or getting the chances. You know, but Lask have had the best chance of the game.
Just a new tweet that's come out from Romano 10 minutes ago. We do have to keep an eye on all of this. So he's basically saying, let me just get some context on this. Romano is talking about the Michael Zorg thing. So Michael Zorg is the sporting director of Borussia Dortmund. Please subscribe if you're new on Twitter, on YouTube, bottom right-hand corner. We will be going live on any transfer news, of course. We're live at the moment for the match, so make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch. So basically, Michael Zorg, the sporting director of Dortmund, had said, I assume that Jaden will go to the training camp on Monday and will play with us for the coming season. Somebody's then said, is there any truth in this, Fabrizio? And he said, he also added, we want 120 million to sell Sancho, which is normal, which we didn't know about that further bit. So Fabrizio also said, we want 120 million to sell Sancho, which is normal. It's Dortmund to answer Man United's position of yesterday night. It's a game. Two clubs are in talks. If Man United arrive to 120 million, it'll be done. If not, they won't sell him. Talks on, personal terms, 100% agreed. I tell you what, we should be bloody sports transfer experts because we didn't even know about the second we want 120 million, but we basically said all that stuff. So we can just keep patience, as we said, just see what happens.
Yeah, will be interesting though, because the more it goes on, it's like, are Dortmund going to keep doing that hardball thing? Like, are they just going to say, No, Man United, we don't care. Just give us 120 million. We don't care about Corona. We don't care what you're saying. And if Man United are saying they're not going to be held to ransom and they've already got the deal done with Sancho and you've got him sitting there, you've agreed his wages, he signed it pretty much. Well, it's waiting to be signed. It's all done with the agent, and they know how much Ollie wants him. Do you think the bluff? Because this is about bluffing. Let's face it. This is all this is. This is poker faces. This is. I bet you won't pay the 120. I bet you'll pay the 120 million, and United going, I bet we won't. Borussia Dortmund say, well, I bet you will. We ain't changing. I bet we won't. And then there's going to be a time where you've got to show your hand, innit? So I think we're probably a little bit off that at the second.
Tell you what I think, and I've already done the video on it. So I personally think that this deal is done in relation to the instalments. I think it's definitely done, like Romano says, in relation to the personal terms. I just think it's all being a little bit delayed because I think you're right, Flex. Dortmund aren't going to move away from 120 million euro. So Man United are going to have to play 120 million euro. I think what's happening here is it's just how they're going to construct the deal. As I said, I think that 120 million has been agreed. It's just how they're going to do that. And I think Man United are probably trying to save face a little bit. Also, they're saying we can't do that. So, I agree. I think, I don't think Dortmund are going to sell him for 100 million euro. But I do think that what's going to happen is that it will just be... It's just a matter of time. I think it's a matter of time. I think it's definitely going to happen.
I do as well. And I do as well. And that's what I mean. It's just the posturing. It's just the poker faces. But it is interesting there that obviously Fabrizio is basically saying, if not, they won't sell him. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if the 120 million isn't met, even if it's in over a couple of seasons or over or whatever, they won't sell him. So it's whether Manchester United are saying, we won't give you 120 million now up front because that's just not realistic. Come on, work with us here. We'll give it to you over the course of the next 3 seasons or even over the course of 2 seasons, they might say. Or whether they're saying, okay, cool, yeah, just we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you now. But they've already said they ain't doing that, so they look quite stupid if they come back in and say, all right, just take your 120. Do you know what I mean?
Well, look, if you want to be a professor of doom, then I would be worried because Dortmund aren't going to do this deal for less than 120. They've shown that before with Ousmane Dembele. And United, if they say we're not paying 120 million, which they will, then they're going to have to walk away from a deal that's going to really upset the fan base. So, look, there's your logic. It's going to happen because as we said an hour ago, I can't see United walking away from the deal and I can't see Dortmund caving in. And I definitely think it's going to happen. So work your logic from that. The 120 million deal will be done. I believe it's already done. I think it's already structured. I think this is just all about manoeuvrability and getting control of it. There's a good point here. Maguire's attacking headers are atrocious. If Vidic and Rio got that service, they'd double the figures. I know today's nothing, but it's every game. That was something that I'd spoken about a couple of days ago, Flex. Harry Maguire, we actually are putting the ball on his head. He's not getting anywhere near the goal.
No, we need to look. That's one of the reasons why we bought him. We saw how good he was at doing that at Leicester. We saw how good he was at doing that in the England team, and it was one of the things where we kind of went, finally, someone who's good in the air. Because for Smalling and Jones, how big they were, even Bailly when he played, obviously he's not massive. We've just Lindelof as well. We've missed that kind of defender who pretty much gets their head on everything in terms of, especially in attacking sense, from set pieces. We've just missed it for so long. And definitely he's been a letdown in that department because it's like that person just said there. It's not like he's through the lack of chances. He's had plenty of chances on his head, and all you seem to, apart from the Chelsea one, which was obviously what we wanted to see more of, when Bruno crossed it to him at the bridge, it's like all we see is him five in his head and saying, "Flipping heck, should have done better there, Harry. Should have done better there, Harry." But he has got to do better. He's got to start bagging some of these because he's getting in the positions. He just can't put it away.
Well, Van Dijk came third with most goals from his head. Harry Maguire was not even in the top 30. So
one of them was against us.
TJ Hogan, welcome, latest member of the Nightstand Members Club. And Richard Love, thanks for joining, lads. You get a little badge next to your name. Thanks for supporting us. If the players were women at the pub, they're fours, and players like Bruno, Pogba are tens, which look like eights around this lot, says Dylan Taylor from Adelaide. And remember, in the second half, you can vote for you can do your player ratings. I'll show you how to do that. We'll put the link in the video description, so you can give these players a mark out of 10. Confidence of the fringe players is rubbish, says Santiago Brayantos, trying to force chances. And Jack Miaf says, turns out the explosion was in Beirut was the third largest explosion after Hiroshima and Nagasaki explosions. It did look horrific, absolutely horrific.
Yeah,
and the thing is, when I saw that when it happened, I was like, oh bloody hell! But I've not watched it since because I don't want to watch it. But now you know what it actually did. It makes you feel even sicker. If I was Ollie, I'd be furious and go in on the players for God's sake, says Yazza Said. What about the what do we expect in the second half? Because I think that there's so much space. Lask will get more tired. I still think we might do what we did in Austria and go and win 4 or 5 in the second half. There's so many goals to be had. They're so open at the back.
Yeah, they are. We're cutting them open at will with playing in minus gear -2, gear -1, whatever you want to call it. But I don't. Yeah, there's definitely no reason for Ollie to bring the other players on. They're like,
I'd bring Garner. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Garner on. I know he's talking about.
Yeah, no, those players. I mean the first teamers. Yeah. Like you don't need to bring Martial on because we're playing crap in this game and we need a goal. You don't need to change it and put Rashford. You just don't need to do it. Like, just let these guys get the 90 minutes. If they scrape a 1-0, then more for them to scrape a 1-0. Like you said, against Copenhagen, you ring in the changes and they didn't even take their chance to even make Ollie think, for the quarterfinals, those guys looked ready, actually. Because the game's only on Monday. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So they're not exactly covered themselves in glory unless they go and run away with the second half, which we'll be saying it was a game of 2 halves because the first half was crap and the second half was better. So, but I don't want to see him, bring in the big guns just to, we're 5-0 up. Even if we concede a goal or something like that, which I don't think we will, but I just don't want to see him bring it on players needlessly just because we're playing crap. Just let them players see it out and say, right, you lot are crap. You had 90 minutes. You were crap all game. Apart from bringing on the youngsters here and there, maybe.
I tell you what, I mean, I would bring Garner on because I think I don't think, I know he's saying, hopefully we'll be comfortable in the second half and I can bring the youngsters on. I think if you're young enough, you're ready. And I don't think Garner would be not able to get on the ball and play a good pass. And I think that's what we need from that midfield. I think Fred has played well, but his final ball has been wrong. He's gone the wrong way 3 or 4 times now. And McTominay's having a really bad off. So, yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. What I want you to say to Ricky in his fan cam is, where's this Mata masterclass then? What's the point in Juan Mata anymore when you give him 45 minutes against a terrible team and he should be running that game? He's on 100. I love Juan Mata. But he's past it. I've been saying it for 18 months. Just because you like somebody, just because he was a brilliant player in his day, he's on 140 grand a week. And he just doesn't grab hold of games that he used to do it with a blindfold on. Like, he's just not up to it anymore for me. He'll go and score a hat-trick now. And he probably... The thing is, he probably should score a hat-trick. There's so much space out there. He should be running that game.
What I would say is I am an interviewer, so I will not be saying that to Ricky before I will ask him a question.
Mark said it. Say Mark said, even if Mata scores a hat-trick in the second half, say why was he so bad in the first half? Surely he should be grabbing hold to it.
It would say, because, listen, it's because he hasn't played. If you hadn't played a game in 9 months, how good would you be? That's what it would say.
He's got the wrong boots on. Listen up. He texts me at half time. He says, Ricky, I've put the wrong boots on. And he put the right boots on, and then you see the real Juan Mata.
Oh,
it was raining, it was a bit wet. Time. He plays better when the ball's dry.
Anyway. No, but you know what he will say? I'll tell you what, though. He does say that Mata needs to play with the better players. When Mata plays with Martial, when he plays with Rashford, we see a better Mata. And I think there's probably some mileage in that, to be fair, because although Mata obviously does have his limitations right now, especially as a right winger, I just don't understand why we persist in playing him there.
I'd put Jesse on the right, I would, and put Mata in the middle.
Yeah, Lukaku bullying his way through. Oh, there he is.
See, here's Mata on the ball now. Goes backwards, you see. Goes backwards and passes it back.
I'll tell you what, I'm way behind. I'm flipping... Oh, I'm on the wrong game here. What's going on? Oh, no. I'm way behind. Right, okay. Yeah. All right,
well, we'll see you on your match reaction and your fan cams, and thanks for coming on, pal.
Cool. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit, mate. You can follow Twix. You can follow. You can get a Twix from the supermarket, but you can follow Flex on Twitter at FlexUTD. Welcome to Samuel Barnum and Anthony White, latest members of the United Stand Members Club on YouTube. Thanks for joining and clicking the join button. You get your badge next to your name. And Vinbarar says, I can't believe it's not even 1-0. I get that they haven't played for a while, but this is cringe. We should be annihilating them. I think we will in the second half, Vinbarar. I think we will in the second half. I think we're gonna give them a good. We're gonna do them over in the second half. We'll get a lot of goals in the second half, and everyone will forget the first half. Mata is a system midfielder, says Amy. Evening, Mark. Is trophies or league position more important to you? Says Ilhade on Twitch. Here we go. Nice ball into Jesse Lingard. Lovely ball out. Cross has got to go in. First time, Dan. First time pass to Agarlo. Look at Agarlo. He's so pissed off there. The ball from Lingard is brilliant. Dan James, watch this. Watch it back. Good ball by Lingard. Easy ball, but good ball. Now, first time. First time, and he's got a tap in. Too long. Football intelligence. Football intelligence. That's got to be first time. You've got to get your head up. And I'm not just picking on Dan James there. It's been the story of the whole bloody game. We're not getting our head up and playing the ball quick enough. Welcome to Ellen Devraj, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Treating this game as a pre-season friendly. I'm chilled about it. I heard news on Twitter last week about United looking for a set-piece coach. That's from Dave Tapgun. I'm telling you, that thing there, a Premier League footballer, when that ball goes from Lingard to Dan James, he's got to cross that first time and Agarlo's got to tap in. When you take your time, you're back in the Championship. You know, Premier League footballer, first time cross. We are moving the ball quicker, though. You can see it in this half. He's obviously given him a bit of a bollocking and told him to move it a bit quicker. A good run by Lingard, but he loses it. Good block by Harry. I don't think you know much about it. Lingard's playing good, says IT. I think when Lingard's there's so much space. I've always said this about Jesse Lingard. When he went through that Messi Lingard thing, if you remember, Lingard is very dangerous when he's running into space. When there's no space, he's not a very good player. He's a runner, and he's a good runner of the ball into space. How many goals did he score in that Messi Lingard period, where he's running at the back four, curling it in, this, that, and the other? That's where Lingard is good, and this game is made for Lingard because there's so much space for him. Get him on the ball. Do you think the reason Pogba and Lingard haven't been shown in the new home shirt is because they both prefer the rumoured white away shirt and it looks better, says Joshua? I don't know. I don't know. Zane says, Mark, you ready for Martinelli, Willian and Coutinho next season? How will Maguire cope, says Zane Miassi. You just worry about Burnley, that's your rival. We should bring on Mengi instead of Dan James, says Oliver. Well, he is a centre-back. Here's Mata. Agarlo. Keeper saves it. At least he's had a shot. If you Google... I'm not going to read that, Lazars. If Dan James doesn't step up, he's going to find himself out of the squad next season, says Andrew Rossi. How many goals in the second half, says George? I think we'll get at least 3. Yeah, I think we'll get at least 3. There's so much space. It's like they're playing with 9 men. And they're having a go, Lask, but all we got, it's a bit like a game of FIFA. You know, when you're playing FIFA Pro Clubs or whatever, there's so much space there if you move the ball quick. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner on YouTube. Let's have a look how we're doing. Agarlo did quite well there. He's just finished it badly. There's so many bloody notifications. Isaac Garner on Twitch says, realistically, Dan James needs to go out on loan. What do you think about that? Nice little ball into the channel there. Forget about it, whoever you are. Forget about it. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner on YouTube. We're only 100 subscribers away from 784,000. So thanks everyone who's getting involved. Remember, we're live every night at 8 o'clock. We're always live and interactive with the live chat on YouTube. Every morning at 10 a.m. for the latest news during the transfer window. And of course, we go live during the day because there's so much going on. This game shows that we don't have the depth, Mark, says Lee Anglin. A few people have said that, Lee. I'd agree. Bit of a risky pass that by Brandon, but it worked. Trying to pass out from the back with two right-footed players there. You notice what I mean? They have to go back to the goalkeeper because they've got no left foot. There was a prime example there from Williams and Maguire where they get the ball from the keeper and they go back to the keeper because they're looking at the keeper with their right foot. They don't want to trust their left foot. Lovely switch of the play here. Brandon Williams, use it, use it, use it. Oh! Lingard and Dan James. It's a lovely cross by Brandon Williams with his left foot, to be fair. And it should be 1-0. I don't know how we don't score this. It's actually a really good move. McTominay, Lingard, Mata. Brandon Williams, so much space. I don't know how. Again, I don't know how. Brandon Williams has done everything right there. I don't know how we don't score that. Lil Paper, who first reported Pepe to Arsenal, have reported that Arsenal have accelerated talks with Gabriel since Europa League. Thoughts, says Lazar. Well, if they get him, they get him. Gerchan Walanga, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thank you for joining. And that should be in, says Dennerly. It should be 1-0. Yeah. And we've had two really good chances in the first 7 minutes here. Agallo probably should have scored. We definitely should have scored then. I mean, but we've been saying this is so much space out there. And I think the fitness levels of Lask have just fell away in this second half. There's so many goals we could score. Defensively, they're crap. Andrew Rossi says there's miles of space on the left. Should be about 4-0, says PKBXP. I don't know. I mean, good question here from Dooster. He says, who would you ideally want the first game of the season to be against? I don't know when the fixtures are coming out, but I wish they'd hurry up. Because I don't see why the fixtures for the Premier League haven't come out. We know it's going to start, so why not? There's not going to be any fans there, is there? So why don't we just have them out? Don't you feel like our kit is too long? Lingard tucked it in this half. Would have bugged me as a player too, says S-Gamer Highlights. I haven't noticed that. But not a bad cross there from Lask, and Fosu Mensah has to put it out for a corner. Mark, I have said this before, but you make this YouTube channel very, very interactive with the live streams. I hate United, but I love United Stan, says Dano Jr. Oh, what a goal! What a goal by Lask! That is a goal. And I tell you what, it's a bloody good goal. I didn't think it... I thought, what's he doing shooting from there? It comes to the edge of the box and he's whacked it into the top corner. And, well, you know what? I think normally we'd have a right old rant, wouldn't we? But I've got to say, it's only what they deserve because United have not played well enough. We've not been clinical enough. And it's a lovely hit. Oh, it's a lovely goal. It's an absolutely lovely goal. I don't know whether the keeper should do anything. I mean, I'd like to see it from behind. That's what she said. But it goes a long way. I don't know whether Romero should save this. I'd need to... Here we go. This is the one. So his positioning's quite good. It's a good hit. No, he ain't saving that. The curl on it's too good. It's come a long way. It's curled in. It's not arrowed. Lovely goal. Lovely goal. Could have another one here. Bloody hell, could have been 2-0 shot from the edge of the box. United are only what they deserve here. Oh dear. We'll still turn this around, but I tell you what, it'll be the kick up the arse they bloody deserve because I never thought that I would be changing this score in this box tonight. I've got to be honest. There we go. 1-0 to Lask Linz. Ollie out! Nah, we're only joking. I mean, some of these players need to go. If they don't turn this around. 4 more to go for Lask. I was going to say, should Lask not just sit back now? But they won't. They'll keep attacking, won't they? So we'll definitely equalise and we'll definitely win. But if this was a normal game where it was the first leg, they'd sit back and take this, wouldn't they? But bloody hell, put a bloody tackle in. It's a lovely goal. I don't think Romero can get anywhere near that. I wouldn't give him any. It didn't seem to have a lot of power or height on it, but I think the way he's curled it, I'd be more, rather than blaming the. Oh, Jesse's in. Jesse's in. This should be a goal. And he's made it 1-1. Well finished by Lingard. There you go. He's really happy with that. Celebrates. 1-1. I didn't even see what happened. It's a Garlo. Mata. Definitely on. He could have done a sweaty pass to Dan James, actually, but he took it himself. Nice goal, good finish, and that's what you want, an instant reaction. And maybe that's been the kick-up. Maybe that's the kick-up the backside that Manchester United needed. I did predict Lingard would score today, and I expect a new contract to follow very, very quickly. Look, wait, maybe we are playing Austrian farmers. Maybe Lingard should be scoring a hat-trick in this game, but I definitely think that there will be a new contract following, and I don't think you'll be seeing Jack Grealish coming to Manchester United or Van der Beek coming. I think that the plan, whether it's a fair plan or not, whether he's had enough chances or not, whether he's ever going to be good enough or not, I think he's getting a new contract at Manchester United, and he's going to be the centre attacking midfielder behind Bruno this season. I predict it, and I think it will definitely happen. 1-1 to United, though. 1-1 draw at the moment. Let's go on and win this game 3 or 4-1 now. Now we've put the ball in the back of the net, I expect to see a little bit of confidence from the team. On the other side, if you're watching in Europe, he's a good player. Sign him up. I don't think we'll be looking to sell him, though. It's benefited us this game, though, because they have had to play on the front foot. It's a lovely cross. Eric Bay heads it away. Fred. Fair play to Lask, though. The way they've approached the game, it's made it very, very open. Which means there should be some more goals in this. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we're about 50 away from 784,000 subscribers on YouTube. So get involved. Lots to get involved with. Fred's picked it up here. Look at the move. Zayn Miassi has done a sticker saying ha 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 when we're just about to go 2-1 up. We're not losing anymore, Zayn. You're about 10 minutes too late. Ryan McGreevy says Lingard screwed that shot. The defender deflected it in. Well, they all count. I thought he got a clean connection on it. Maybe I'm wrong. Matter. Williams. Oh, poor cross. This just shows how poor our second team is. We need. I don't know why that's in there. This just shows how poor our team is. We need players like Grealish, new centre back and a striker. this summer. Our second string ain't good enough, says Sean Turner. And also a Lingard 10-year contract, 400k a week, automatic manager job after. It's a no-brainer, says Daniel Luciano. I'm hearing gun and explosion sounds through my TV. I hope they're just fireworks, as Man United lists. And Lingardino will win us the Champions League next year, says Reverse Clouds. Half an hour to go. Who could realistically replace Matic, says Vasero? None of this lot. See, Dan James again, he had an overlap from Fosu Mensah and he comes backwards. Mata is 10, at 10 is playing much better, says Extra Z. Exactly. And Lingard off the left is playing much better as well. Mata nearly scores. Fosu Mensah! Ooh, over the bar. Not far off. Apparently, if you are a member of the United Stand Members Club... Oh, what a turn by Fred there. Didn't quite work out, unfortunately. If you are a member of the United Stand Members Club, then apparently Gabriel has decided to join Arsenal. So that's something that's breaking at the moment. You can use the... I haven't seen it myself in the live chat. I'm going to hope to see it as well on YouTube, of course. There is a Jaden Sancho emoji. So I'm just going to have a quick look myself. There is. I'm just tweeting it. I'm just put it there. You can see it. Jaden Sancho from the United Stand. We've got a Jaden Sancho emoji already. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Bringing Pogba on in a game like this. For Lingard. I feel a bit sorry for Jesse there because he looks a bit dejected. Some people might say it's his last game for United, you know, because last game at Old Trafford if he's going to leave. But I feel a bit sorry for Lingard there because I think he's had a good game, but to come off after 63 minutes doesn't really get, you know, he might have an opportunity to get man of the match. Pogba coming on for Fred as well. Again, I mean, these two players are not going to play. That's a better cross by Dan James. These players are not going to play on Monday. So, I don't really understand those subs. I feel sorry for Fred as well, Lil Red. I'm going to put that down for the match reaction. Lingard and Fred. Welcome to Kalfala Kamara, latest member of the United Stand Members Club, and Jason Skippers. Thanks for joining. We've got a Jaden Sancho emoji for you as well as the badge next to your name. Give it a try. Fair play to Drawty. Fabrizio tweeted 40 minutes ago that terms agreed and talks on between the clubs, so they reached the €120 million price. This is just tactics, says Salah Ahmed. Well, as I said, we did a video yesterday saying that the terms of the deal have actually already been agreed. The terms between the player have been agreed, and basically it's just about crossing the I's and dotting the T's, or the other way around. Well, I tweeted out that I wouldn't have took Lingard off. Let's see what the reactions are. The new contract needs signing ASAP. 2 in 2 games. It's got to be worth at least 150k a week on a 5-year deal. I don't really understand why... Cheers, Smutty. I don't really understand how why you would take off Fred and Lingard when they're both playing well, two of the best players on the pitch in what's not been a great performance. I don't understand why you would take them off when they won't be playing on Monday. I mean, like, they're not going to play on Monday unless he's planning on not using Bruno or Matic in the Europa League. Peppermint tea. Why does Fred always get taken off when McTominay's having a shocker? Good point. How are Arsenal signing Gabriel and Willian when they've just sacked 55 employees? Should the FA get involved here and examine the situation? Well, no, it's just morals, isn't it? You know, you're happy to make 55 people unemployed, but you're going to go and spend a few million on footballers. It's just the world, isn't it? I despair, says Marcus Makeda. Lingard off for Pogba, why? We don't need to bring Pogba on. Pereira for Fred, even worse. Fred and Lingard were one of the only players playing well tonight. I think a lot of people feel like that. Ollie going to sell Jesse and Pereira, that's why these weird subs, says Kelt Helsland. That maybe. Dan James has been poor, says Alfie Mawani. Who scored, says Billy Holmes. Jesse. Witty on Twitch says Pogba must have something in his contract that states when he's fit he has to play a certain amount of minutes. I don't like coffee at night, Yassine. Williams has been okay, says Freddy07. I like Brandon Williams, I just don't like him at left back. He's too right-footed for me. But although he should have had an assist. You think about all the assists our fullbacks could have had this season. They've put in some good balls. Keshev says Brandon Williams man of the match. No, you're having a bloody laugh. I wouldn't put him as man of the match. Then again, who would you put as man of the match? You can choose, because we will be doing the player ratings. We'll be opening it up very, very soon. In fact, it may well be open. Let me have a look. We're 50 subscribers away from 784,000, so please subscribe if you're new on YouTube. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Let's see if we can hit 784,000 before full time. Okay, this is good. This is good news. I'm getting some good news. Bay is injured at the moment. Right. Come on, United. At least we've got to win the game. It'd be embarrassing not to win it. What sort of shit ball is that by McTominay? Trying to be bloody David Beckham. Awful. Awful pass. Don't try and do a pass like that if you can't do it, because there was a simple 10-yard pass on. Hollywood passes work well if it works. If it doesn't work, you look a bit of an idiot. Right. I don't need to do that. I need to do something. I'm going to show it you now. This is revolutionary on the United Stand fan media. I'm going to show it you now. Link in the video description for player ratings will take you to the United Stand website. Pereira with the cross. It's a crap one. Right, let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. So, player ratings in the video description will take you to this page where it's 1-1 at the moment. Fan player ratings, Man United versus Lask. You go through, you give every player a mark out of 10. All these players, give them a mark out of 10. 6 being average, 8 being very good, 9 being brilliant, 10 being perfect, 1 being total shite. And another shot from Lask there, and another save by Romero. So you mark every player out of 10, including the manager. You give your man of the match by clicking the star as to whoever your man of the match is. When you've done all those things, when you've given everybody a mark out of 10 and you've selected your man of the match, it will say at the bottom, submit your score. You click submit your score, and your player ratings go into the system to be aggregated across all the thousands of people who vote. So that's how you do that. Link in the video description for it. I think last game with a K, we had about 10,000 votes. Then what happens is, on my match reaction after this stream, I give my player ratings live, and as I click my player ratings, it will show the average ratings of what you lot have voted for. So we'll see how close we are. So link in the video description for that. Do your player ratings. Another bit of brilliant interactive content from the United stand for the most important people, which is you. And the link is in the video description on YouTube for you. Welcome to RLEG, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Maybe he's taking them off to start them next game, says TTV. I'd be surprised if we did. Mark, if you had the 120 million, what would you need more? Sancho or Oblak? Sancho. Definitely Sancho. Glad Lingard's been taken off. Hope that it is his last game in the United shirt, says Jordan Such. At least you're honest. Biggest club in England should not be keeping players who wouldn't get in a West Ham team. Oof, Jordan. Well, it's your opinion. Pull the plug on Eric Bay before a significant injury again. United don't want to lose leverage with other clubs if they lose the PR battle for Sancho, says Finesse King. And do you think James has the potential to be a Man United star in the future? I think he holds the ball too much. For me, he's just a fast player, although he is young and will improve. Well, I've took a few notes from a match reaction about a few players, and I will give you my opinions on that then. Scott McCleverley is so bad, says Daniel White. I've just realised what you've done there, Daniel. I get it. But goal of the game is definitely Wezinger's, or Weisinger's. Lovely hit. He'll remember that for the rest of his life. The only thing will be he didn't score in front of any fans, but he did score at Old Trafford. Bit like me. I got 2 assists when I played at Old Trafford, but there was no fans there. Well, you see, that's a bad pass. That is a bad pass there. A little bit off from United tonight, hasn't it? Not been good enough, really. I don't think. But it isn't the first team that's playing. And yet again, I feel that the players that are playing have not stepped up to the proverbial plate and took their opportunity. And that's disappointing. Tahith Chong's come on, by the way. But Lask are trying to win this. United look worse for the subs. I think we look worse without Lingard. Although we've got a score here. Pereira, Chong, James, Mata, McTominay, Mata. It doesn't get any better. We have not been good on the break or in the final third today. It just hasn't. It's just you know, let's call a spade a spade. It's not been great from Man United today. We really a team of our quality should as well. Although the overall gameplay hasn't been great, we still should have concocted 4 or 5 goals, in my opinion. I think it's been disappointing. These subs are madness, says Messi Lingard. Ollie must have some good reefer. Lazarus says, my mum is giving out because of all the super chats I did. Can I get a refund, please? She's going crazy. And why is Chong playing left back? Says Karan. Also, Kalfala says, just received my Rashford, Bruno and Martial t-shirts. I'm loving them. They really are. They are. We were asked to do t-shirts for ages, and I always used to say no because I want the t-shirt quality to be the sort of t-shirt I would wear. The t-shirt quality is really good. You can wash them loads of time and they retain the quality. The printing's really nice. If you want to get one, you can get them through YouTube now. You click the link below the videos. This is the Greenwood one. It's really nice in the black with the red. We've got Rashford, we've got Martial, we've got Bruno, we've got the 1999. Some really nice t-shirts. So I'm sure you'll enjoy wearing them. And we do ship worldwide. Bring on Jimmy, says Mark Whitten. I know I'd like to have seen him. David Garner, thank you very much. And Anna Ruda, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. We definitely would have scored 10 with the A team, says Bernardo. Corner here for United. Getafe have missed a penalty, says Michelangelo 69. Is it still 1-0 to Lukaku or Inter Milan? PK says, can you make a Son one? We are a United channel. Chong for Brandon. Ollie must be smoking very strong dope, says Sergey Mamedov. Well, who did we have on the bench that could have come on? Mengi could have come on, couldn't he? Harry Maguire with a back flick to nobody. These are opportunities for so many players to stand out that have gone begging. Not one player has looked like making a shout for the first team, says Alex Miller. Ollie's just playing around, says Dovrankin 33. Hanging around, nothing to do but frown. Rainy days and Sundays always get me down. Well, Pereira's the only thing about the only highlight about Pereira is his hair. The thing is, I think McTominay, Lingard, whether they're Manchester United players, I still think they can play in the Premier League. With Andreas Pereira, I just don't actually know what he is. I mean, Adam was laughing on the Sunday show, but I don't know what he is. I don't know whether he's good enough to play for Preston, for bloody Lille, for Mulder. I just don't know what his level is, but I certainly don't think it's a top 4 Premier League side. It just doesn't grab hold of a game in any sense at all. You know, he's got a decent shot on him at certain areas, but for me, lovely ball by Pogba here, by the way, to try and get Dan James in, and it literally wasn't that. I think if Dan James had been brave, he would have got that. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but deal with it. I think he could have gone on the end of that. I think Pogba's not at fault for that. I thought it was a good ball. Referee, get in the way. Get out of the way, referee. So 10 minutes to go. Will we get a winner from either side? Surely United will find a winner on the break at some point. And Pogba's been fouled there. Oh, I need to stretch it out again. I think Lask. The embarrassing thing is that Lask. I've got to write this down as well. Lask, open. Lask have been open. They've tried to get something out of this game, and they've not defended in the way that they've defended so openly that a club of our quality should have had a few goals tonight. I'm very surprised. I predicted 6-0. I feel a bit of a prat. But I actually think it could have been 6-0. That's the stupid thing. Predicting... it does make me look a little bit thick, but I do think we could have done it. Mata. Dan James, whip it. See, Garlo again. He's got his hands up again. That cross needed to be better. It's frustrating. Right, Martial and Mengi are coming on. Well, it's nice to see Mengi coming on. Oh. Nothing on the corner. Nothing doing on the corner. This is depressing for Ollie. We're playing and not winning a League One standard team. We need depth, says Franco Rivero. Mark, why do you think having Dan James playing as a centre forward? He's good with both feet and has an explosive pace, as Daniel Ledden. He's a bit one-dimensional though, isn't he? Remember you was talking about players and their balance. Actually, I quite like Pereira. He moves smoothly, says Sergej Mamedov. Mark, just made a bet with my mate for United to win by 4 goals this game. I've got to buy a Phil Jones shirt now, as well as a Sancho shirt, says EZ George Bale. Unlucky. Half this side would be swapped for half of West Ham, says Gurjan Willanga. And is it possible that Lingard staying and Ollie's talking about Smalling is a signal that because we're being forced to pay over the odds for Sancho, we actually might not sign anyone else this summer, says Mojo. I predict that Jesse Lingard will stay and we won't buy a cam. I have said that. That is my prediction. Igalo into the box, does his work, holds it up, gives it to Pereira. Bit of skill by Pereira there. Crossed. Mata doesn't control it. Tries some skill on the edge of the box. What is he doing there, Mata? Lask on the break. Good tackle by McTominay. And now Dan James on the break. Can't get him away. Could have been better from United today. Could have been so much better. Remember to do your player ratings. Links in the video description. Make sure you do your player ratings. You can all vote on that. Link is in the video description. Mark them out of 10. I'll show you how to do it again in a minute. But we've still got about 8 minutes to go in this game. Still time for United to win it. I mean, I think whatever happens now, we're not going to get overly excited about it, are we? Chong, nice little ball. Pereira, just play the first time pass. Pereira. Too much. McTominay shoots wide. Too much. First time pass over the top. Too many touches again in the final third. Not good enough by Pereira. It looks good, but the pass should have been played a lot quicker than this. The best thing about this game tonight was no stupid drink break, says Will Roach. We need to buy SMS Mark. Perfect with Bruno and Pogba, says Exus89. What a load of bullshit. Good job there are no fans, says Wayne. And Mengi and Martial are coming on now. For Dan James and I presume Eric Bailly. After watching players like Robson, Scholes and others over the years in centre of the pitch controlling the game, McTominay does nothing like that, says United Forever. And I meant Daniel James as a substitute centre forward, says Daniel Ludens. He would have the perfect teacher in Ollie. I don't think he's a winger. I don't think he's a forward either. But there you go. Chong is class, says Harley Burge, 458. And Lingard the GOAT, not even being sarcastic, says Danny. Dan James into the Sancho deal and 110 million, Swarm Virtus. And TT Vag says, please give me a shout out for my YouTube channel, Soccer Clips. Please reply. There you go. And Lily says, I think we'll sell Lingard to even the books. Well, maybe we will, maybe we won't. But soon, and for the rest of your life. Links in the video description for you to do your player ratings. As you can see on the screen here, this is the page you will go to. And as you move down the page, you will see fan player ratings, Manchester United versus Lask. Then every single Manchester United player will be there. Obviously, I've started doing my votes already. You mark them out of 10, 6 being average, 5 being below average, all the way down to shit, which is 1, or 10 perfect. Mark every player out of 10. All the way down to the manager, which is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Mark them all out of 10. As you're going through, or if you have to go back, put a star next to who your man of the match is. And then at the bottom, when you've marked everyone out of 10 and put a star next to your man of the match, it will say submit your score. You click that, your score goes into the bank. And then when I'm doing my match reaction later, when I'm doing my player ratings live on the screen in my match reaction, when I click my scores, it will show all your thousands of votes as an aggregate. So it's comparing your results to mine. So it's good fun. Links in the video description, player ratings, go to the website and do that before we do the match reaction. You can get it done now if you want. I don't think it's going to change a lot. Lovely ball by Pereira. Mata! Oh, that was actually good by Pereira there. He's not a Preston player. He's been promoted to a Derby player. But realistically, you know what? These players should be playing well in a game like this. I'm not even joking. They should be owning this. This level should be, you know, Jesse Lingard's on 100 grand a week. Mata's on 140 grand a week. Pereira's probably on pretty good money because he got a new contract last year. So they should be dominating Lask. I think that's something that maybe we didn't actually say enough. Thanks everyone who's tuned in tonight. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner on YouTube to get involved with the United Stand. We do regular streams live every night at 8 o'clock on YouTube, 10 o'clock in the morning with the morning news and Man United transfer news. We'll go live if there's any breaking news around obviously Sancho over the next few days. Hopefully there will be. And Martial, get in. That's quality. That's what you get with Anthony Martial. Quality in seconds. Get in the back of the net. Come on. Rashford looks a bit annoyed. That's the difference. Lovely build-up play between Mata and Martial. And Martial says, you know what, I'm just going to walk through this defence and do what we should have done 10 times in this whole bloody game. Lovely goal. And it's another goal for Martial. I don't know how many he's got for the season now, but quality. My man of the match. Just for that brilliant bit of brilliance. I'm joking, but more reports on Gabriel saying Man United spoke to him in several meetings. Arsenal only one he wants to join them. Who's negotiating for us, says Lazarus. And please can you say Riley is a prat, says Wayne Greener. McTominay's been crap since they started to convert him into Matic, says Sarvish. I think he's more of a box-to-box player. Everyone made fun of Saeed's decimal ratings and how the entire channel uses decimals. Saeed needs a statue behind due marks, says Xers. I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. Mark, have you been enjoying the NBA? Says TJE. Is there any NBA tonight? I might watch a bit, actually. What was the more interesting, this game or the championship final last night? Says Reverse Cut. I don't know. This, because it's United. When's the Europa League draw for next round? Says Gen. Well, it's already been done. We're playing Copenhagen on Monday. Already done. Brilliant feat, but so close to a shocking miss, says Robert McCormack. Yeah, but he didn't miss. So it's brilliant. Some people are saying Mata man of the match. I disagree. I don't think Lakers are playing tonight, apparently, says Chaos. What time? Might give it a watch. I don't think Mata's played that well tonight, really. Does anybody agree or disagree? I think he's made a lot of mistakes. I think it's the sort of game where he should have been putting in a 9 out of 10. Fixtures are released on the 21st of August, says Jamie. Thanks for that. Martial! Oh, he could have had another one. He should have had another one. He was offside anyway. McTominay has all the physical attributes to be a class centre midfielder, but I cannot see any improvement with his football intelligence, says Matthew Bailey. A win is a win, but we will have to just go back to the first team on Monday. I would not keep this as the team, personally. You got to go. I'd go with the first team. Go and win it. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be looking to make any changes to what the first team is. I don't. Copenhagen or not, you know, play your best team. Go and win the trophy. '21st is the final, isn't it? Which would be 5th, 6th. I'm trying to work back. 7th. 2 weeks on Friday. Don't know how that works. So we play Monday. Monday is 12th. Oh, I can't figure it out. Can't figure out when the final is. I know Monday's the quarterfinal. The following Friday is the semi-final. So surely it's midweek, the next sort of time for that. Simply Martial is our number 9. Is top quality. Tony Martial came from France as Editron. Martial has got it on it. Who will you start? How long till you start doing NBA watch-alongs? Says Barry. I don't think I will. And Lingard's been our best player tonight. Disappointed if he doesn't get man of the match, says Joel Morris. Anybody else like Chong, says Ben Hayhurst. Thing about Chong is I always liked Chong, and I always said he's a fantastic talent coming through the youth setup, but he had a bad injury and he's a little bit lightweight. I think if he goes on loan, and we have got him on a longer contract, so I think Gomez is gone. So all these people who say Gomez is better than Chong, Gomez is gone. He's not a Manchester United player anymore. So with Chong, it's like, well, let's see what he can do. Because I think Chong, if he goes on loan, he's got to go on loan for me. What a save by Romero. Could have been 2-2. If Chong goes on loan, you know, who knows? But we can't just keep seeing him playing now and again. Mata's looking decent with Martial and Pogba on the pitch. Such a different with the right players, as Franco Revo. I think that's exactly what Ricky will say. Well, it wasn't a great save by Romero. It hit him on the shoulder. But do Lask deserve a draw? I don't know. I don't know about that. 21st is the final mark, says Niraj. But what day is it on? Final whistle has gone. So it ends Manchester United 2, Lask 1. I mean, I don't think many people would have predicted that. Lask going 1-0 ahead. Manchester United winning it with Martial off the bench. Make sure you do your player ratings. Links in the video description. Go and do your player ratings. Martial's really happy with his goal. Go and do your player ratings. Link in the video description. Mark them all out of 10. Submit your score. And then get onto the match reaction stream, which is going to be in about a minute or two live. Thanks everyone who's been watching on Twitch, by the way. If you want to join me for the match reaction, that's on YouTube. It's not on Twitch. But thanks for joining. We do every match live, watch along on Twitch. So thanks everyone there for watching. Even the fake crowd noise sounded bored, says Wayne List. So yeah, lots to discuss in the match reaction. We'll also be giving you the latest on the Jaden Sancho scenario as well. We must be covering that. But join me on the match reaction. I'll be live in about 60, well, probably about 2 minutes by the time I've closed down and set it up. But Varella's playing for Copenhagen now. What was your thoughts of him when he was at the club? Says Louis Ashton. A lot of people really, really liked him, didn't they? But I never thought he was all that, to be honest with you. I'm raising awareness of childhood liver disease on my channel, says Stephen Featley. What a great cause that is. Thank you, Stephen. Everyone check it out. And can you do It's Pink Boots, Marcus, in the funny voice, please? Love from Australia, says TD Shift. It's the Pink Boots, Marcus! That's about as good as I can do as a fake. And, okay, yeah, match reaction, link in the video description. Join me on there, and in between, just go on to the player ratings and vote your player ratings. And I'll see you in about a couple of minutes on the match reaction. Lots to talk about. I do want to talk about the lack of opportunity taken by some of these players tonight. I think there was some positives, but there's quite a lot of disappointments as well. So we'll talk about that. Link in the video description, and I'll see you on the match reaction in a mo.